really funny.
Oh, wasn't that great? Yeah, the AI is it's going to take over the world sooner or later. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Hey, it looks like it's working. That's awesome. It's always
working.
amazing to me. Well, usually I get on here and like I'm not up here, or I still have like a logo up or something. It's yeah, I suck at this, man. Like everybody ought to go find a better channel to go to.
Oh,
So,
stop it. You stop it right now. You're doing great.
oh no,
You're
it's
the
really
expert.
pathetic. Really pathetic. Well, it's there's nothing like Houdini. Jessica Reload has been around here. Toy Box Brain. Oh, hey, look at this. Look, it's been here. Look at that. I like that. Lady Autumn Sky, how you doing? Danielle. I absolutely love Danielle.
She's so
She's
sweet.
great. Jim with No Filter. Jim with No Filter is probably the hardest working mod anybody could ever have. And I don't like advertising that because I don't want people to start talking to her to try to take her away.
Oh, no.
It's an honest truth. So there you go. Cool Gamer, how's it going? Oh, check this out. I've seen her before.
Hey, lady.
G of Twins, how are you doing? Hey, do you know how to do that? Do you have, is your thing Apple?
No.
See, I can't do
My
hearts.
phone
Like,
is
I don't know how to do that.
Use your thumbs.
Huh?
Point them
Thumbs?
together.
Yeah.
Arch the fingers. No, Illuminati. No. You arch the fingers. There you go. You
That's
did
not.
it. New achievement unlocked.
Wow. That's awesome. I hope I don't need that for the final person because I'll fail again. But anyway, Yamaha Biker, how you doing? Let's see, was it? Oh, I lost where I was. Miami Spice, Volstorm, everybody. I appreciate you guys for coming out. What do I call you? Wi-Fi Chrome.
I'm Jess. You can call me WaifuChron, WaifuChron, as Camelot refers to me.
Oh, that's cool.
WaifuChron is a little cringy. I'll admit it. It's fine. No one was ever meant to see my channel. It was just a kind of a cutesy thing, and then it stuck. And I am WaifuChron, WaifuChron, WaifuChron.
Well, when I put your information in, Chrissy Mayer pops up.
Ah.
So she may be getting a notification about this stream and wonder why.
Okay.
But, oh well.
Well,
She needs some good content.
I was on Simcast.
Oh, were you? Oh, maybe that's why you pop up. How cool is that?
Yeah, I was on episode 94.
I told you, you stuck around here long enough. Eventually, I'd have somebody cool. That's awesome.
Oh, you've been misinformed, sweetheart.
Why? What happened?
I'm not cool.
Oh yeah, you are. I think you are. Yeah. So okay, if you don't mind, I think we started this thing. Like, I like to do interviews of people because if you have a story to tell that, or like anything that you're interested in that you are like you're passionate about, like I love that passion in people. And so I don't know, I've done interviews before, and then it was our friend Valhalla, who was really he's like, dude, man, like you really did a good job. And I was like, no, I didn't, because I don't know what I'm doing. But he was he enjoyed it. And so other people kind of said, yeah. And then, like, of course, I was like, I think you're a very interesting person. First time we met, I didn't know you at all. I was extremely intimidated by you. I knew
Oh,
that you had been, yeah, I knew that you had been on Nick Ricada's. I was like, you got the whole look, I mean, look at me, like I got cheap like Kmart lights, and
you
don't even
do
have
not.
Kmart's. Yeah, I went to a Kmart one time that was like broken down and found these in the back. I had to fight a rat for them.
Oh,
But anyway, sorry.
we have opossums here. Not so much of a rat problem. We have possum though.
I have the weirdest possum story, but White Rabbit needs to tell that because it involves her mom, and it's a weird story.
Oh,
But it's a great one. It's one of those where you're like, really? So anyway, um, but yeah, you got the whole look, you got the lighting, the it's weird. If y'all hate to hell and back, how you doing? For me at least, I spend so much time like trying to figure out what's happening behind me, and I want to make it look good. Um, want to make sure that everything I have that I don't want y'all to see is on that side of the camera, so that way I don't get convicted. No, I'm kidding.
oh no.
But anyway, so I don't even know what the show was we met on. Was it your Friday night deal?
No, I don't think that's where we first met.
No, it was a Saturday night, wasn't it? Game night or something?
Possibly. Have you been on any of Vice's Fridays or anything like that?
No, he doesn't like me.
Wait, so it must have been one of JR's game nights or something. Had to have been how we first connected.
Yeah, she knows everybody.
She does.
I don't know how. I'm still trying to figure that one out. She's like, she is Kevin Bacon of YouTube.
6 degrees of Jessica Reloaded.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Fair. That's fair.
But no, I had no idea that she was even friends with you. And I really did. I was flipping through the YouTubes and I saw you on Ricada's. I was like, oh, who's this chick?
Not my best moment, but go on.
Well, you don't know if I watched the whole thing. I'm not
Oh,
just seeing your best
okay,
moments of
great.
it. So because I usually don't stay anywhere for very long. But no, anyway, watching, I was like, man, like she's really good. And I was very impressed. I think I subbed up to you afterwards because what got me was I was like, you have a criminally low amount of subscribers,
Mhm.
and you're one of my favorite content producers. So I was like, well, how did this of course you weren't my favorite when I signed up,
Of
but
course.
since then, and I'm like, how did you you got on there and stuff, and I'm like, wow, I was like, she needs more subs. I don't understand it. And then you say like, well, I got in here to have fun. So what brought you to the tubes? What were you doing before then?
To the tubes. I was strictly okay, so to be fair, pandemic time, just before that, I had a child in 2018. And around pandemic time, she was diagnosed with autism at around age 2. But from the time I had her till pandemic time, I was working from home. I was already isolated. I mean, living in Northern California at the time, groceries were delivered, dinner was delivered, everything was delivery because it was, in a suburb of near enough to the East Bay area.
And this is
Um,
before the lockdown.
bef- yeah, before lockdown. So that was just my
See, in
existence.
East Tennessee, we heard about that, but it was like mythical. It was like, oh wow, they get stuff like this delivered to them. That's so crazy. Because that was not a thing.
Like literally same day delivery from Amazon.
Oh, that's
That's
wild.
nuts. That's unheard of where I am now.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really affected by the pandemic in that way, like being isolated, working from home. I had already been doing that. Um, and I don't know if you've been around many moms who've talked about this. Caitlin comments also kind of had a similar experience where you get total mom brain and everything is child. You lose
I,
yourself, that
I
kind of
don't know
thing.
many moms.
I
Sorry.
don't either.
Well, I
But
mean, at clubs, but that's about it.
oh no,
Sorry, it's the low hanging fruit of the jokes.
it is. Oh Lord,
So anyway, moms.
mom. So with just the mom fog, mom brain, having a kid, pandemic, up the ante on the feeling isolated thing. Um, then the autism diagnosis, it felt like everything was child focused, which it was, and I think it should have been. But after a few years, I really started to miss having something for myself. And I thought it would be an interesting just exercise in learning how to speak socially again, because when you're talking to a little person all the time for years, you lose the ability. I mean, that's my experience anyway. So, I thought it would be kind of like just kind of a fun thing to do. I'd been watching a lot of the law tubers and adjacent law YouTubers, and it's like I could do something. I mean, I think I have things to say. Not that it's important, but I could just practice and talk about stuff that I think's interesting or funny, or give advice, or like might share my experience with things that have worked with helping my kid progress despite the um, challenges of autism. Um, and then it just kind of turned into this other thing. So it wasn't planned. I've never aspired to be a YouTuber. It was really just kind of like this mini project and helped me practice talking and, talking about things. So
So okay,
weird.
do what?
I mean,
What?
the whole thing's been weird, but it's been
Okay,
fun.
yeah, it is, and it's like you were saying, like you said like mom things and all that stuff, right? And like you have this idea of what you're gonna do. When you start this, I got bullied into it. So mine's different. My wife told me she bought me a microphone and said, "Go talk to somebody else besides me." And I said, "Okay."
Classic.
She saved my life. She bought me a microphone because I'm pretty sure that I didn't have much longer left. I'm kidding. No, she's great. Um, but anyway, so you start thinking like, well, what am I gonna do? And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, what do I watch on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
And I've watched a bunch of stuff that is really stupid. Like I can't fall downstairs. I wasn't allowed to do that. I wasn't allowed to jump off the roof. Stuff
Mm.
like that. So yeah, you kind of evolve into your own thing. Did it surprise you how you've evolved? Because like what would you consider yourself now?
I my channel is a mixed bag, but me personally, my husband's been telling me a lot lately. He's like, "You're a different person than you were a year ago." Um, and I don't think he's meaning it as a criticism. He'll probably yell through the wall that it's not a criticism, but I'm not the same person I was a year ago. A year ago, before I started the channel, um, I had started my weight loss journey. He's yelling at me.
Awesome.
Um, so I started my weight loss journey. I wanted to like feel more of myself, and that's where I started. I lost like 35 pounds from
Oh
October to
wow.
December, and it was around that time where I'm like, I feel somewhat comfortable getting in front of a camera right now, and that's awkward on its own, but not having like not having that self confidence to even put yourself, like, I didn't want people taking pictures of me, and then a few months later, hey, I have a YouTube channel. It's so weird. Um, but yeah, I have changed as a person. I feel like I'm better connected socially, because for years I didn't really have a lot of that. Um, I feel like I've become more like my old self, but better in a lot of ways. Um,
What's your
because
old self?
my
Like
old self. So I was I'm almost 40. So I have like
age
15,
isn't
20
real.
years, but 15, 20
Time is a
years of
social
experience.
construct. You have to realize that over here. We don't do
Yeah,
age. We don't
we
do
don't do
age. We
age.
don't do time. No, we just do right
Time doesn't
now.
matter. We're in the
It's not
now.
real.
But I was just prefacing the fact that I have like 15 to 20 years in like working in an office for places, startup companies, executives, and all the things. And I was always expected to be the office mom, the work wife, the fun bringer, the party planner. I was the social one that tried to keep morale up, and do little things that would like brighten the day. So like I kind of feel like I've been tapped more into my old like bring the fun, even if I don't necessarily feel it 100%. I want to have a good time, and once I get started, I do have a good time. Um and it's like if people are entertained by it, that's on you. But I'm having a good time. If other people enjoy it, I that's really cool. Um the sub count thing is it's odd, that it's grown so much, and I'm still a baby channel, but it's
Oh
like
yeah,
every time I get subs, I'm like, really?
yeah.
Okay, cool. It's fun. But yeah, I'm not like so hyper focused on I need to get to X amount of subs or to be feel successful or whatever. It's like what I said in my first intro video still stands. I'm here to have fun and talk.
I think my first video I ever did, because I used to do, gosh, I mean, I've been doing YouTube for 2 years, and so
Wow,
I'm a grandpa in this world,
you are the
and
expert.
it's so crazy. It's how everything changed, and I just remember just a couple days ago, I was thinking about, it's like you used to not, there was no StreamYard when I started, so you
What did
couldn't
you
stream.
use?
You had to do videos. You couldn't do videos over 15 minutes. And then once you got 1,000 subs, you could start doing live. And I got right around 1,000 around the same time StreamYard became a thing. I was like, oh yeah. It's like every time I got to something, then it was like it's like nowadays you only need 500 subs to become monetized. I'm like
Sorry.
3,000 hours. I'm like, gosh, man, 3,000 hours. I had that made last month. Like, what are you guys talking about? You know, and I feel bad because like, it sounds like I bragged about 3,000 hours. It's not. It's never that. I'm always amazed.
Mhm.
But it's and someone just came in, and this reminds me of some. And this is what amazes me about YouTube. Like Chris Mullen here, she's in Australia, and it amazes me how we meet people from all over the world, and we finally kind of
Mhm.
like this is like a global community thing. I feel like I'm a entrance
Gateway
video
drug.
for yeah I'm an entrance video for a college. Like you'll have an experience, you'll have friendships, worldwide friendships that'll last a lifetime.
Oh, that kind. Sorry. I was going a whole different route there, but
My
like a
wife likes
promo. You're the promo.
Halloween movies, and there's a lot of screaming going on next to me.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah, the promo videos.
I'll keep an eye out for the shadow though.
That video of the shadow, like I have shown that so many times. Like I need to go back and see how many views you've got on that because I know I have shared that like
I
probably 100 times.
I think I posted it on Twitter or something, didn't I?
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. Yeah, everybody says, "Oh, it was just a whatever," and then they see it, they're like, "That was weird." Yeah. Um. Yeah. So you've gone back. You said so. You help me here on that. So you're saying that you're more the fun, outgoing person, but yet changed.
Yeah, because my focus wasn't on me, like my health, my weight, all the things I feel like I let myself go because I wasn't the priority.
Hmm.
And as she got older and, catching up with certain, you know, benchmarks and milestones, being more independent, then I was able to focus a little bit more and put more emphasis on like feeling better, getting back to like feeling normal again because I was kind of in a fog for a while there. Um, so yeah, that's where it started.
Where do you want to go with YouTube?
I don't know. I think about quitting like all the
Daily,
time.
every
Not
morning when
daily.
you look at your computer and you
No,
think to yourself, "Uh, "What am I
no,
going to do
it's
today?"
it's it's not that. It's more so I know age doesn't matter, but it's kind of like I do have and have had a life that keeps me busy before I even started this. And I think it's when I'm which you stream all the time. You've got to be feeling a little bit this every now and then where you feel a little bit of burnout. And you're like, I'm just tired from both sides, life and then streaming. And then it's just like, why am I even doing this? It's like, am I silly? I feel silly right now. Like I get in those little places mentally. It's like, why? This is, I mean, I'm having fun, but I mean, I could be having fun, albeit I wouldn't have met the people that I socialize with now if not for YouTube. So it's like sometimes I think, well, we could just do Discord hangs. We could do that kind of thing. I don't need to be doing live streams. I feel silly sometimes because I don't really feel like I have anything to offer that's informative or transformative. It's just kind of just me doing a thing or just being myself. And it's like, oh, is that cringe or is it okay? And the people in the chat are awesome and everybody's been so supportive. And it's like, I'm still having fun. So as long as I'm still having fun, I'm going to keep it going. And there are dips. Like I said, I get in little weird, funky headspaces where I'm like, maybe, whatever, it's not a big deal. If it's a prolonged period, and I wouldn't just like nuke the channel, just, drop of a hat. It would be, okay, is this serving me? Like kind of a thing. Like, is this going to be a prolonged fun project or is this kind of like fizzling out? I haven't been there for a prolonged period of time yet, but if it ever gets to where it's more of a burden than something I'm enjoying, then maybe, I don't know. But for now, I'm enjoying it. So yeah, I've never expected to be a YouTube superstar or anything like that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. If you are expecting to be a YouTube superstar, then you've got it wrong. I mean, just it's name somebody. We are in that Nick Ricada algorithm for some reason, which I think is funny because I like he was like, I don't know. I first started watching. It was like Yellow Flash, the Umbrella Guy,
Same.
Ethan Van Sciver, and like all those guys. Like they have huge channels. I think Yellow Flash has got more of a subscriber base than Ricada does. But yeah, it all seems like it has that connection, Ricada, and people are like, oh man, Ricada's got a huge channel. He's got 450,000 subs. That's not a big channel. That's not a big channel. When you look at YouTube, that's not big.
Right.
That's maybe a little bit on the medium side.
Well, I mean,
There's
true crime ladies that I've followed for a couple of years. They're in like 7-9 million.
Isn't that crazy?
And they're doing their makeup while they're telling a story. It's like, that's crazy numbers, and it's wild. It's great for them.
Okay, so I'll tell you a secret about me. So, getting started in YouTube, I asked White Rabbit. I said, "Hey, will you put makeup on me?" And she was like, first,
Okay.
like, you mean like to go on camera? And I was like, no, like, give me a makeover. Like, that's what the whole thing could be. Like, yeah, you put lipstick on me, you can do the whole thing. It's like, I don't see like that seems like that'd be such a winner because the statistics at the time were just crazy how popular those makeup channels were. I was like, I'll do it. I'll sit there and you just put makeup on me. And she wouldn't do it. I was like, oh. So I blame her for the lack of my success too. So hey, MLS, how you doing, bud?
Hey.
Hey, I just learned how to do that, but I'm not going to do it again.
But you did ask me, what do I want from my channel?
Yeah.
So aside from just focusing on like the growth aspect, something that I've only done a handful of is what you're doing right now, and it's the one-on-one like interviews. I've had 2 like indie comic book prose novelists. Well, one's a comic book creator, writer, illustrator. The other is a prose novelist, B.A. Turner. Jason Sandberg is the first one. That was my first interview. He hit me up because, like you said, as far as like the Ricada sphere, it also touches on Nerdrotics, Yellow Flash. They're all
Nerdrotic
so
was a big one for me. Yeah.
So Jason Sandberg first hit me up and he's like, "Hey, would you be interested in interviewing me? I have a campaign going." I'm like, okay, I haven't done this before, but sure. I've been on the recruiting HR side of interviews. I'm like, okay, I can ask questions, do a little research on what his project is, and then have, you know, somewhat of a good idea of where he's coming from. So that was my first. And then because I interviewed him, then B.A. Turner, who is a writer, he has two prose novels and a mini comic. He's like, hey, I'm so and so. I have this campaign going. It's like, yeah, why not? I do enjoy talking to people. And if it's this like cross germination of spheres, right? So there's like the nerd one, you've got the law tubers, and I'm somewhere in the middle. And at least these two guys recognize that, and they're like, you know, I'm kind of in my bubble. You're adjacent bubble. Maybe we can do kind of a crossover. Um, so we did that, and it was great. My last interview that I did was with singer, songwriter, all the things of a band called the Gothsicles. I reached out to him expecting he would never even see it, and he did it. So I was like, hell yeah, that's awesome. Speaking of which, he's gonna have me on his show on Sunday on what he calls Space Couch. So not
Oh, awesome.
casting couch, space couch. So
You'll have
that'll
to,
be
you'll have to remind me.
interesting.
That's a thing that's become a deal with me. I'm like, if you want me to watch your show, you have to send me a message.
I
And then
will.
I don't read my
I
messages.
will.
So,
I'll
um,
just keep sending them.
yeah, that's how you do it.
But yeah,
Okay, so
interviews are something I want to do more of for sure.
okay, that's awesome because that was when first met you. I can't remember for the life of me what it was. We were talking about something, just goofing off, joking around, and you said something, and it was in response to something stupid I said, and or like you looked right at the camera, you did like one of those, and I was like, "Son of a gun, she caught that." And then so I started paying attention to you, and I was like, "Wow, this is fun." And because you were catching my inside jokes, my inner monologue, and I was like, so this could either be really good or really bad. And I think it's really good. Again, like I said, I'm a fan of yours. Uh,
I'm honored.
you do sometimes you delve a little bit into politics. Is that on purpose or by accident?
It's by accident. I don't identify with either political party. I'm kind of a homeless politically kind of person. I was raised in a religiously conservative home, but not a political home. So maybe that has influenced my viewpoints. But a lot of my,
I think we need more of that though.
if I have a political take, it's not because of my upbringing at this point. It's because in and around 2016, when Trump was in office, I was not paying attention to politics at all until everyone started hating on the president. It's like, well, yeah, but why though? Like, why is it so much? So then I started watching a lot of different YouTubers and content creators covering political issues. And so I started to get interested, and I got kind of pulled into like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like just across the board, right? So
Yeah.
I do have opinions that would probably be considered political as you talk about them, but coming from whether I support the GOP or DNC, I don't support either. They're two sides of the same coin. But I do just personally lean more conservative.
Um.
Not
Well,
more conservative,
that's
just
a
like outright
that's a
conservative.
that's a positive. That's not a bad thing. Yeah, I'll tell you. Here's one of the things that gets me about it is that I think that especially right now because we've gone such a fast paced information superhighway type world that everybody, no matter what your political thought is, you ought to embrace a little bit of that conservatism because all that is just slowing everything down. And let's take a look around about what's happening right now instead of pushing forward to an idea that's not been tried before or pushing forward for ideas that have been tried before that aren't all that great. Um, so yeah, that's uh, one second because I don't want to lose this person. Traveling Fools is got a great channel, and there's some of you I check them out too. Jess, they're um, came over. They won trivia a few weeks ago, and go to find
Nice.
out. Uh, saw me on Lincoln Kane, and anyway, it's just great fun. And that's what I love. I love getting people together that just love having fun, and that's Traveling Fools is definitely one of those people. Uh, so yeah, the thing that was politics. So like with me, unfortunately, my background was in politics before I went to law school, and so
Mhm.
and then now, like I tell everybody, I went to law school to become a YouTuber. um, hey, ugly Jacqueline, how you doing? Uh, but yeah, I try to keep politics out of the YouTube side because it's not fun, and so many people are. I don't know, this whole thing gets kind of toxic. But yeah,
Mm.
there's been those few times when I catch you and you say something, if I feel like you have a great opinion that you're ready to go with, but you don't put the throttle down. You hold yourself back. It's like those are the ones where I want to be like, I want to get a hold of you, be like, okay, tell me more.
Just push me over the
It's
edge.
like that's the nerd in me that's like, because I could talk politics all day long,
I don't feel like
unfortunately.
I'm as well historically. I've never felt like super informed to really speak openly about things because like oftentimes you get people going, okay, well, what about this? What about that? Pushing back. And it's like, okay, I have an opinion based on certain things, mostly life experience and certain bits of information that I've, consumed. But if I were to go into a space where I say something definitively and I get pushback, I wouldn't necessarily have, oh, well, this is the site, cited in this document, in this proceeding, and this and this and this. It's like, so I typically don't like to engage in that type of like
Yeah, I can't
dialogue
do
with
that.
people. I don't have any interest in that, but it's specific to my channel. I I just want to bring the fun. I want to have a good time.
Yeah, right.
I do appear on the autonomous zone a few days a week, and that is not intended to have a political leaning. It has the anarchy A on it. I mean, it's the autonomous zone. It's let's just look at what's happening with through an unbiased filter, which does lend for political conversation, and mine typically leans conservative. Not typically. Why do I keep doing that? I keep like downplaying
I
because I
think
am conservative.
I could say something really bad about why you do that, and you'll probably hate me forever afterwards. But
Why? Why would I hate you?
California.
I was born here. I built a
I'm
house when
not
I
saying
was
anything bad. Hey,
like
listen,
20.
I lived on the West Coast for a while, and you find yourself, um, you don't want. I don't know. I have a very distinctive niche where I live now, and it's like I said to somebody the other day, like I don't know anybody in real world that didn't vote for Trump, and that's how that's the area that we live in. That's how red it is. Now you
Mm.
talk politics. It's not conservative though. It goes back to the Civil War because East Tennessee didn't fight for the Confederacy. It's a big long thing, and so they were Republicans, and the rest of the state was Democrats. Weird, right? So yeah, I'm also a little
Interesting.
bit of a nerd there with history and stuff. I just suck. Okay.
You don't.
I
Why does it go from
I
nerd
want to think of
history nerd
interesting.
to sucking? No, that's good. We need to know more history. I don't know anything about history in your state. Like,
No, well, there's not much to know. Just all of it. So I'm kidding. Um, what's so okay? You're in California. You don't know where you want to go with YouTube. You're a great mom. You're what else have we? I don't know. I feel
I'm a
almost
nerd. I'm a nerd, and so that's why I kind of dabble in a, bumped up to the nerdosphere. And when I first made the channel, it was like, okay, I hit all the marks of my demographic, right? True crime, wine mom, nerd, like all the things. And it's like I understand what like how the algorithm works. It's not gonna typically like a channel that does not have consistent content. My consistency is that I'm a hot mess, but but also that like I've tried
like
to.
right now there should be a black hole opening up and this whole stream just gets sucked down into it because I'm a hot mess. It's just
Yay.
we don't I don't know what I'm doing. I start streams and I don't know what I'm going to talk about, and I know it should be
Bold.
consistent. I should do these things, and I don't. It's there's too many beautiful things I get distracted by. It's the squirrels in my brain that get me.
There.
So,
I've tried
um,
recently to bring some consistency with my channel as far as like doing solo streams, which I've only been doing for like the last month, because historically it was I had done a handful of videos and then I started live streaming because I was pressured to do so. And then I'm like, why do videos anymore? Because this is so much more fun. You have the interaction with the chat. You get to like, you know, just hang out with people and have interesting conversations. It's way more fun than sitting in my office talking to the camera about a thing I saw on the internet today. Um, but I've tried to create solo streams and not be totally like dependent on having, you know, other people on stream with me to do it. And so that's also part of my growth, for personal growth for me, that I feel like I'm doing better, not feeling so awkward. I'm not shaking just to sit down and start a live stream anymore.
wait a second, did that
Um,
happen?
yeah, it was that way for a long time. I was so
Oh,
nervous
no
every
way.
single time.
You?
Eh, Yeah, me.
Why?
And it's nerve-wracking.
You're
I'm
such a
telling you,
pro.
I fake it. but
Well,
but yeah, I get the nerves. I not so much since I started doing my solo streams. So I do my misconnections Mondays and my gaming, where it's just me. Hey Bobby. Bobby
he's
games
awesome.
typically on Friday. He's joined the
Awesome.
game. He plays while I stream. It's great. But yeah, I feel like just not using other people as crutches on stream has helped me not feel so nervous. I don't like get all the butterflies, and I don't necessarily need an adult beverage. Like like it's
You
way more
are
comfortable.
I am more nervous having you on than I've had. I can't think of how long it's been. Like I've really
Really?
been nervous about this stream
How do you
because
do
I think of
this?
you as because you look that great.
Oh,
You're very natural and do an incredible job.
thank
It
you.
just it's I really am. Like when I say I'm a fan, it's the truth. Like I do admire you. Uh, and that's what when hearing you say some of the things you say, there's a part of me that just wants to put my arm around you, say, hey, listen, kiddo, like don't ever feel down, don't ever feel like you can't do something. Like you can get a hold of me eventually. You give me a shout, I'll come on, I'll stream with you anytime. I can do stupid stuff all day long. Uh, but yeah, it's I can't believe you were ever nervous.
It's I mean I started live streaming in maybe April. So, I mean, I'm still new, and I wasn't doing anything like I wasn't doing any public speaking. I wasn't around people for years. So it's awkward. I'm awkward. So,
That's so
but I'm
strange.
doing better. I feel like I'm doing better with it. So,
That's so strange. Um, over here, you're just another. You're just another redhead. We have a lot of redheads over here, so you can feel you're just
same
one
here.
of a group. Yeah, I think we're like 20%, which is like nobody can figure that one
Wow.
out. Yeah, I've done a couple of polls on it, and it's crazy. But you're all unicorns. I love you all. I don't want to make any of you mad. No, I don't know. You've shocked me. Um, I really didn't expect you. Like I always thought you were just kind of really natural at this, and you were having a hard time realizing what other people told you about how natural you are at it. Yeah, I didn't. I would not have expected this at all.
I think a lot of it has to do with the pressure that I put on myself. Type A, B, whatever personality that I am. It goes along with the line of work that I've been in. It's like it, or even as a kid, like if I did not get an A, I would be severely disappointed. I think it might be my Asian blood, to be honest.
Well, wait a second here. I gotta get some new earphones or something. One, if you didn't get an A,
Very disappointed. I got a C one time. I cried. I thought my dad was severely disappointed in me because he was quiet. He probably just had a bad day at work in hindsight, but I was super upset.
anything over a C was a waste of time, I figured.
Okay, so anything I do, I want to do a good job. I do, just
Yeah.
across the board. So the why I would get nervous with the YouTubes is that it's been new for me. It was not in my element. It's not something I'd ever done before. Still getting comfortable looking at a camera and talking in front of, well, talk about jumping in the deep end, going on Ricada's stream, right? Thousands of people,
Mhm.
deer in the headlights over here. But yeah, it's like just I want to do a good job. So I kind of set myself up to, I get in my head, I guess, about it. So
Can I tell a secret about you? Oh, hey, look, and there we go, shadow.
I saw
That's
that.
funny because what's funny is that hasn't been going out of focus until just now, and the shadow started popping
Weird.
up. So anyway, uh, I know who this is finally.
My dad
Can I?
is,
No, the poster. Can I? Are we allowed to say?
it's my husband. Everyone knows. It's
I
not a
didn't
secret.
know. I didn't know. I didn't know you were married. First time I saw you, it was on Rique's, and I
Really?
was like, hmm. Like I think
Yeah.
like somebody said something to me afterwards, like you were being married. I was like, I didn't see that.
Yeah. We had
Kind
our
of
20th anniversary in August.
congratulations.
Yeah. It's been a long
Congratulations.
time. Got
That's
married as a baby. I was almost 19.
how does that
Wild.
work out?
I don't know.
I
We
mean, that's
still are.
just it.
Hey,
Do
Levy.
what?
I said we still are. I mean, we didn't have children
Hmm.
until like 5.5 years ago. We had a kid. So for the longest time, we weren't really forced to grow up into like becoming parents. That like, I guess like the trad thing to do is get married young, have babies, and do all the things. We got married, worked, built a house, the one I'm in now still, um, and then waited until we were ready to have a kid. And it was like,
That's
well,
awesome.
my clock's ticking. I'm, look, as a woman, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but some of us go through hormonal phases in our early 20s, especially where you're like, I want a baby, and you get really
Oh
emotional
yeah,
when you see one
yeah.
in the grocery
Chicks.
store.
Yeah, don't ever date a chick under 27. I learned that when I was 17.
What is going on in the chat? Oh, 1,000 men. LOL. Apparently, he didn't watch the whole racket stream. Yeah, that
Well,
was
you
awful.
know, it's
Nobody,
there's a lot of stuff
nobody needs
going
to
on.
watch that. Stop bringing it up. Stop bringing it up.
Is this coming from White Rabbit? Is that coming from your TV or is there something outside? We have neighbors that are really into Halloween, and I'm hoping that maybe that's what I hear because I keep hearing a death scream over here.
Oh, it's
My
not your
wife
shadow
is,
friend.
well,
It's
she's related to the Bell Witch.
the
My
Blair
wife is
Witch or
the
Bell
Bell
Witch.
Witch. It's what
I'm
the
not
Blair
familiar
Witch
with
is
the
based
Bell
off
Witch.
of. The Bell Witch of
Hmm,
Tennessee. Yeah, you gotta check that out.
okay.
Frightened Andrew Jackson. It's the only thing to scare Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson
I'm
is
not
the
making this
president.
up. Yeah, yeah.
He had
Old
the cool
Hickory.
hair.
Yeah. Yeah, he settled a lot of the country. Um, I really don't know what that noise is. That's great. Anyway, I wish you guys could hear it. So it sounds like my demise.
No.
Um, so this is interesting. Not to
Hmm.
hijack anything here, but it looks like there was an active
Oh, I did.
shooter situation.
I saw that in Maine, of all places.
Yeah,
Who lives in
must be
Maine?
Canadian.
Let's see, Lewiston. Maine.
Yeah. Usually these are things that like if this were a streamer like you weren't on, like I'd be going and doing my whole like 7 hour live stream following this around, getting all the information. It's
Well,
um
you know what? No, you know what? I gotta use the little girls' room for a minute. So if you want to go on a tangent, I am happy to do so, and we can do the thing in a minute.
go use the restroom. I'll still be here. It's your night. I appreciate you being here. This we've been waiting on this for a while.
Anybody who's watched me, I frequently drink too much liquid, and I'm a woman. We have inferior bladders.
Nobody
It's
has
just
a smaller
nature.
bladder than I do. Yeah. When I pass away, I have instructions to donate my bladder to a poor, needy chipmunk.
Be right back.
I can't go 100 miles in a car. So, anyway, that is so much fun. I had no idea. I want to give her a little bit of a hard time about the grades thing because right before we started this, she said, not to be a stickler, but it is 9:01 your time. I just said that I was like, oh, I just wanted to see what you do if I ran a little bit late. But anyway, no, Jess is great. I want to get into talk about the nerd stuff. Um, I'm very thankful she's here. I'm so thankful that y'all are here. I have question and answer thing pulled up. I don't know how it works because it's not giving me anything. I wrote in there how many languages are there. I don't think that's how it's supposed to do it. But yeah, I don't know. I just keep clicking it. It doesn't do anything. It says go to channel or end Q&A. Uh this is what I have to ask. That's it. All right, I will. Because I was like, a redhead too, to boot. But anyway, 1,000 Men. It's nice to meet you. I'm glad to glad to see you here. Let's see here. I want to see catch up with you guys. Yes, she is awesome. She really is. What I do, I know it's bad. Whatever it is, I know it's bad. I just learned that you should never date a girl under 27. They go a little. Never mind. Uh, Hi, how are you doing? Welcome
Hi.
to the show.
Hello.
Still haven't figured out what the blood curdling screams are,
Oh
but there
no.
is a burning question everybody has been asking.
Oh yes.
You
Go
said
on.
you said Asian.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but you're very
White.
y- white and redheaded too. Very ginger based. It
Well.
tends to be there's a place called Scotland. I've never
Mhm.
been there, but they tell me about it.
Heard of it.
And their national animal is a unicorn, which I happen to love unicorns. And so I think it's funny. They also have the highest percentage of redheads. You sure that didn't confuse Asian with Scottish?
Well, no. Okay. So I did the ancestry thing. Okay. My
Yeah.
my two highest are Scottish number one, and Korean number two.
Isn't that a Skittles commercial?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Taste the rainbow. That kind of thing.
What was
I don't know.
a Korean blowing the bagpipe?
I think I saw that one.
It's on YouTube, I'm sure. So, so is that where the waifu comes from? Because I don't know what that means. That's why
So what?
I never
This
heard of
is
any of this before you. Sorry.
it's cringy. But because no one was ever supposed to see my channel, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? It's gonna be like my personal vlog type of thing. I'm gonna talk about
Interesting.
stuff that I think's interesting. Talk about mom stuff, wife stuff, making your own laundry detergent, like the mom stuff. And
I made my
being
own laundry detergent.
I've been making my own laundry detergent for 2 years.
Oh, we're gonna have to talk. The white rabbit hates it and won't let me use it on laundry.
Like, oh no, it's been great. I love it.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
every few
Mine's
months,
kind of a
I
paste.
just gotta. make a jar of it, and I'm good.
Do you make it dry?
Dry.
Yeah, mine's not dry. Mine's like you ever play with like slime, like Nickelodeon slime?
Yeah,
A little bit thicker than that. It's like
that's weird.
ectoplasma.
Oh no. Wait. Never mind. What do you use in this concoction to make your gack?
Oh,
Because that's what they called it. Didn't they call it gack? Oh, that
I
was
don't
the
know.
rip-off version. There was Nickelodeon's slime, and then there was this brand called Gack in the 90s. You don't remember? Bobby Baloney, no, waifu, no.
Uh-oh. Are we going down the slime route? Is that something? Is that a thing? Oh, I don't
I
know.
don't know. I use dry ingredients for my laundry detergent.
Okay. Do you use baking powder or baking soda in it?
uh, it's the Arm& Hammer soda wash
That's
stuff.
made for doing
Laundry.
clothing, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a ripoff. It's just baking soda.
No, there's other stuff in it. Don't make me get the
No,
box.
it's just
Don't make me get the box.
what is going on out there? There is it is a full moon tonight, by the way, right?
Oh, the crazies come out.
Yeah.
That is
No,
true.
it is.
I was a police dispatcher for about 5 years. Full moon,
Oh, I love
most
that
amount of
stuff.
calls. Most amount of calls.
It's crazy. Everybody says that. Well, I just realized that I'm looking at you on StreamYard. I bet on YouTube I'm looking away from you. I just not realized that. Oh well.
Oh well. We're
Yeah, we're
here,
on
we're
Stream. You
talking.
guys should be on StreamYard too. It's really it makes for a good conversation. I can see her when I look this way. I'm such a loser. Anyway, yeah,
Stop
I can't do this
self-deprecating.
professionally. So
Stop it.
tell me about the crazy calls.
Oh, we just get weird calls. It's a small town, and so the agency that I work for, super small gated community. The adjacent town, population of about 6,000 people. Get the box. We would dispatch for 2 police departments, and you just get weirdos. Either full moon or holidays. You get family disputes, domestic violence disputes, uh, people calling because they think there's a fire on the mountainside, and you got to get out here right now, right now. Send my officer out, drives around for a couple hours. The person calls back and goes, yeah, sorry about that. It was the moon coming up over the mountain. Like, really?
So full moon and alcohol that night.
Yeah,
That's it.
probably. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, and then you had like this one where somebody was calling in a prowler, somebody's peeping in the windows. Officer goes out. He's like, negative on a 1070. It's going to be a full size Santa. Like, it's one of those displays outside the window. Like, people were just weird. And you'd get the regular callers that were also regular arrestees. And I'd be like, Danny, you have court tomorrow. You need to go to bed.
Awesome. You knew people that well, huh?
Yeah, there were a few. Yeah.
Oh, I think I
Or the
might have
ones that
fixed it.
call because somebody laced their drugs with something else and they're freaking out, so they're calling the cops.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, it's just it's weird. It's like, hold on, did you ever have a we're out of chicken nuggets?
No, none of those. We had a whole bunch of dine and dash calls, but never like somebody calling because they were out of something, fortunately. But yeah, it was an interesting job.
Why'd you
But I
go
think,
into it?
why did I get out of it?
Why did you go into it?
Oh, why did I go into it? Because it was a pay raise. I was working for a
Yeah.
mortgage company, and one of the sergeants had come in to do a background check on an applicant that didn't work out. And he was talking to me for a bit. He's like, well, what about you? Are you interested? I'm like, I don't know, maybe. So it kind of just happened that way. I didn't actually like seek it out. It was the sergeant came into the office that I was working in, at the time, and yeah, kind of just As with lots of things like YouTube, it just kind of happened, I guess. Snowballed.
But isn't that kind of like how everything works?
Hmm.
Sorry, I had to. I'm playing my mirror here. I can't. I'm so used to being on this side. Look, oh, if I do this, I'm trying to become more of a
But better?
professional. No, I
You're
don't.
doing great. You're the expert. I do have to address something though.
Yeah,
Um, where did he go? Yamaha biker and part Asian, so your driving is questionable.
that's a good point.
I am a good driver. The only tickets I've gotten were for speeding and one time violating the carpool lane.
No Rex. Wait, when you get a ticket for the carpool lane, that's a thing.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's almost $500.
Oh,
But
dude.
did you know though that it counts only basically like the equivalent of a parking ticket? It doesn't go against your license. It doesn't count
I
as a
mean, why
moving
do they put the
violation.
lane there if they don't want me in it? I discovered the other
Well,
day that I don't pay attention to speed limit signs. Like I just go
oh,
whatever speed I think I'm.
is
It's usually
appropriate.
about 15. Yeah, but whatever's appropriate. Like 15, 20 over, I think might be around there. But I don't know. I just never look at my speedometer. Uh, so how did the Asian thing? Did that help you like get your job or anything?
My job.
Yeah.
No,
Were you able
no,
to get
I
any
only did.
scholarships?
No, I didn't know what Asian I was for the longest time, because what had happened was my great grandmother on my father's
That's
side,
my favorite saying of all time.
which
I
one?
didn't know what Asian I was.
I didn't know what Asian I was. No, seriously. So my great grandmother, who was a redhead, um, she was married, and she gave birth to an Asian child. Her husband was not Asian. Mm-mm. And in 1917, when my grandmother was born, that baby got put up for adoption quick. So she got married later on and had my father and a few other kids. And so she looked super Asian. Actually, you know what? Hold on, I'll bring something up. Um, this isn't a great picture of her. There are better pictures, but this is one of her yearbook pictures. Um,
This is your grandmother?
yeah, this is one of my grandmother's yearbook pictures. And her name is not Mary. She was Jessie,
Mhm.
which I got my name from her.
Oh, cool.
But yeah,
It's,
looks more than half Asian in this, right?
I don't
Like,
think so.
you think half?
No, I don't think she looks Asian at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, she got made fun of to no end because 1920s, 1930s, Chicago. So
She kind of
yeah,
looks like well, not an Asian person.
and that is not part of her face. That's just a speck on the yearbook. By the way, she
Oh,
didn't have a beauty mark there.
I figured my monitor was dirty.
Yeah,
So
it's just a speck on the yearbook. But yeah,
so wait a
so we
second,
didn't
but it was
know
your
what her father was.
oh wait a second, I'm confused. Which one was given up for adoption?
She was.
Your grandmother was.
Yes, my dad's mom.
Oh, gotcha.
So from, the time she was around, she never bothered to ask anybody. Not that they would have necessarily known because she was adopted. But throughout the decades, everyone's like, oh, to my dad, you look Japanese, you look Chinese, you look this. And same for me too growing up. And they're like, oh, you're definitely Japanese. And I liked anime. I liked Asian culture or Japanese culture specifically. So I'm like, yeah, I'm an eighth Asian because that's how math works, right? With genetics, it does not. So
I don't know how it works. I don't know how regular math works, much less
it's
genetic
weird.
math.
Have you done the ancestry thing or 23andMe?
No, no, I'm afraid that I don't want to know what comes out of it. Now, my wife has, and she was, see, like, so like her mom was always said, oh, we're Scotch Irish. That's just like the written off thing. In East Tennessee, everybody says that. And then everybody
Mm.
gets upset when I say to them, the Scotch and the Irish don't like each other.
I've heard that.
Yeah. And so it just blows people's minds. They can't handle it. Also,
They didn't
in
always, though, because my great grandfather married my great grandmother. He was Irish born, she was Scottish born. So, you know, life
when
finds
they
a
came
way.
to America,
They did in 1908.
yeah, because they weren't accepted by their people.
No, well, he was also, no, this was a very little niche situation. He was orphaned from a car accident in Ireland and was something like that. Anyway, the stories get convoluted, and now that like technology and record keeping and all that stuff is a lot better, people can't lie so much about their lineage and their background and all that. And that's what, Ancestry 23andMe has surfaced about, familial relations or like, oh, my mother-in-law's father wasn't actually her biological father. Surprise, you're in your 70s and you just found that out. Yikes. So like there's a lot of stuff that comes out of all of this. Um, yeah, it's interesting to me. I love the
Did you say your
ancestry stuff.
mother-in-law's father wasn't her actual father?
Yeah, she just found that out in the last few years. Yikes.
Did your husband know this?
Yes, he knows.
Okay, because I was gonna say, he might hear this. Okay.
He's aware. You're so funny.
So his grandfather's not his grandfather.
Correct. No, I think
There's a
there's a
lot of
mouse in my
adoptions in
seat.
your family. Are you related? Are you or anybody in your family ever been into KGB?
Oh,
Hmm? Well, I was just wondering. I
oh,
mean.
there have not been a lot of adoptions. There was one adoption. There was one orphaning, and
The
apparently,
orphaning. The orphaning sounds
the
like a
orphaning,
movie.
doesn't it?
That's awesome.
So yeah, only one adoption
And one bastard.
and one bastard. Well,
That's awesome.
so 1,000 Men, his who we thought was his grandfather, was born in like the late 1800s and was supposed to have fathered my mother-in-law in like 1950s. So old dude. But yeah, interesting. Now she met
Well, I
like a whole
mean,
bunch of this whole side of the family in like Arizona that they're all besties now. It's a weird place, this internet thing.
no. Well, hold on. What now? Who's all his family?
So since his mom found out that dad is not dad
Yeah.
in the whole ancestry.com DNA thing, she connected with this whole side of her actual biological family. And they had like a family reunion. They had t-shirts made. Like she is so happy. So interesting turn of events.
It is. That's very interesting. So, how do you feel? And this is just between you and me. He's not listening.
Mm,
Nobody
no,
else around.
of course not. It's just us.
What do you think about that? Like, if you do one of those things and you find out, like, oh yeah, I've got so and so over here. Are you gonna contact them?
No,
Yes,
no. I
I
mean,
wouldn't either.
I've had a couple people that matched DNA wise on there, and they've added me on Facebook, but I don't use Facebook, so it's like, okay, sure, long, far away cousin. Like, we're not
Yeah,
going to be
it's
besties, but you're just
yeah.
people.
Somebody like knocked on my door and they're like, "Hey, where blah blah blah." I'd be like, "That dude moves, man. I know who you're talking about. Not here, dude. That's not here."
Mm,
No, it's um yeah, it's crazy. I'm just looking at Chris Mullins' statement here. A lot of Irish immigrated to Scotland in the 1800s due to potato famine. My
mm,
dad's great grandparents were Irish immigrants to Scotland. But like it's weird how East Tennessee is. Like, and they also think that they're Cherokee. Everybody says they have Cherokee in them. And so my wife is she has dark brown hair and dark brown eyes. So of
mm,
course everybody she meets says, "Ah, you got Cherokee in you, I can tell." And she's like, "No, I don't think I do." And so when she did the thing, not a drop of Indian blood in her. But it's funny because when she started telling me this, I said, because like her job, she had to talk to a lot of people, which is strange. Um, and she said, I got asked again today if I was Indian, if I was Cherokee. I said,
mm.
let me guess. the person who asked you said that they were Cherokee, right? She said, yeah. I was like, I
And
bet they
no.
also had blonde hair and blue eyes too, didn't they? And she said, yeah. And like, the last person, they had blonde hair and blue eyes too. I'm like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's the strangest thing. That's an East Tennessee trait. If they got blonde hair and blue eyes, they will tell you they are Cherokee.
They will strike up conversation just so they can tell you that they are.
Oh yeah,
Or,
absolutely. Which, by the way,
oh
what color
goodness,
are your eyes?
green.
Oh, it's very natural for the Korean um, race. It's not race, but dialect, whatever it is, to have green eyes. That's very common.
Oh yeah.
So you truly are the unicorn.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm
you're a mythical
weird. I'm
creature. You have red
different.
hair, green eyes. So you're like what's a 1/10 of 1% of the population, and you are Korean.
Korean. Yeah, I'm a weirdie.
No,
It's
no,
it's
it's
a it's a
awesome.
weird mix. It's a
It's
weird mix for
awesome.
sure.
It's absolutely awesome. So, now, oh, what's funny is Danielle. She
Mm.
actually is Cherokee, and she actually does have blonde hair. So,
She's a unicorn too.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. But okay, so you don't know what you want to do with your channel. You're having a good time though. Now you're trying to do solo stuff. So obviously you want to
A little
change
more than
something.
that.
Do
Well, I
what?
want to. Well,
Oh
because
yeah, I want
I
to get back
was.
to you being a nerd. That's what I ultimately want to talk
Yeah.
about.
Okay. Like what kind of nerd stuff you want to talk about?
Well, I don't know.
Like,
What do you consider a nerd?
while I appreciate Star Wars, I'm more of a Star Trek, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, that era of nerd. Also TOS, because
Well, that was a great interview, wasn't it? Just it was awesome.
I appreciate Star Wars, the original ones,
No,
naturally, not any of this Disney nonsense that they're pulling now.
no.
But
You said the next generation Star Trek.
Picard was
That's what.
hot.
Oh, well, there's two tiers here. This is super nerdism right here.
Hmm.
Did you ever like maybe like I don't know? It seems like just recently in my nerd history that people that like Star Trek could also like Star Wars. It used to
Can
be like you had
they do?
Trekkies and like
Yeah,
they
they
went to
drew a hard
conventions.
line.
Yeah, right.
It used to be that way. It seemed like it anyway.
Well, anyway, so I don't know where I was going to go with that, but Star Trek. My wife loves the Next Generation because she's wrong.
You're wrong. No, Next Generation was awesome. And the new Picard series, I didn't watch season 2. Everyone said it's not worth it. Season 1 was disappointing, but season 3, it was good enough. It was good enough. There were several member berries in there. They brought people back and they ended it as they should. Just end it. Don't try to drag
Oh,
this out.
awesome.
Milk it for as long as you can. So season 3 was fine. I
So we
enjoyed
haven't
it.
seen season 3. Season 2, I was like, what's going on now? It felt like they were trying to make fun of Star Trek 4, where they went back to San Francisco back in time.
Ugh.
So,
Yeah,
um,
season 3 was
anyway,
it was all right. Should do it.
see,
Oh no.
yeah,
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole.
yeah. Well, I like Shat. I like Kirk.
What did
He's my
what did
guy.
you what did you do to piss him off?
Well, I was righteously American.
Hmm.
And he didn't like it.
Weird enough though, he was on a comedy thing with was it chin guy Jay Leno. And Jay Leno seems to be pretty red pilled these days.
Really.
Yeah, there was a comedy special.
I love that whole red pill analogy. By the way, talk about nerd. Like that's the
Matrix nerd.
greatest thing that ever happened in the Matrix, right? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, I love 2016 elections were so great because memes were such a big part of that. I just thought it was so funny. I was like, this is finally the internet's catching up. Yeah, I also have. See, there's that. But you can't put that up
What
there
did you
too
do?
long. See this? You can't have that up there too long.
I'm sure he didn't like that.
Well, the tubes may not like it, but it's all fun. It's something fun. I didn't do that. It's not my original work or idea. But yes, Shatner is Canadian, and he didn't like it that I said that he could never be president of the United States because he is
But he
Canadian.
can't.
Yeah, well,
So
I
why?
also said that he
Oh,
was just
what?
like Ted
Oh,
Cruz, that neither one of them could be
okay.
president because they were Canadian, and that kind of lit up a conversation in his Twitter.
Ruffled
And
his
after
feathers,
that,
did it?
yeah, after that, I wasn't allowed to talk to him anymore.
Okay.
But that's not the first or the last person that's blocked me. It happens all the time. Twitter is a
Oh,
very unique and fun place.
I've only
Um,
been blocked by like 2 people, and I didn't know them. I just commented on something somebody else had commented on like a year ago, and they didn't like what I had to say, so they blocked me. And it's like, all right, cool.
oh, I got blocked yesterday by somebody. It's awesome.
Did you deserve it?
So, so are you into comic books? Was that part of your nerd thing?
I have not historically been a big comic book person, but I have enjoyed because I'm a kid of the 90s, right? So
Hmm.
we had the afternoons where we had X-Men, we had Batman, we had Batman the animated series from the 90s.
Oh,
Chef's
that's a
kiss.
great show.
So
Like,
good.
well,
It's
first of all, like,
dark. It's
mm,
great.
yes, and one, it's real animation, so that's something that's
Mhm.
what draws me to it. But did you know that it's the only animated show that was all drawn on black paper?
No, I did not.
Yeah, they drew the whole thing on black paper to make it darker. So, like when you said it's
Interesting.
dark, yeah, it's a subliminal
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, it's a
I
real
had no
cool
idea.
little. Yeah, it's wild, man. That the animated series was really really good.
It was so good. Trying to find something here. Uh,
Are they naked pictures of B. Arthur? I hear those are hard to come by.
yes, but you've got to pay.
Do you ever see the movie Airheads?
It's been a long time.
I love that movie. I love cheesy movies like that. All right, what am I pulling up here?
It's how nerdy I am. This is old, an old picture.
Wait a second. Are you a red shirt? Is
Dress
this you?
with yeah, it's me.
So you got excommunicated on the planet?
Yeah, Red Rock Canyon in California. So the photographer is actually a concept artist for Star Trek and has been for like 30 years. Um, but met him on modelmayhem.com. It was a site back in the day where people that were aspiring models and photographers
I know
could
about
connect
Model
and
Mayhem.
uh, so we
I
met that
got
way and
listen. I
he had
got
all
my
the Star
start
Trek
on
stuff.
4chan. Yeah, Model
I've got a
Mayhem. I know all
I've got
about
a
that. I didn't know that
phaser.
about you.
I've got a tricorder.
Yeah, you got a lot of things over there.
Anyway,
That's really cool. That's really really cool.
so it's like
Uh,
I've got
yeah.
receipts.
Do what?
I've got receipts as far as my nerddom goes. So
So was like one of the first cosplay type things. Are you gonna do a
yeah,
calendar like Star Wars Girl?
no
Why not?
calendar in my future. No, no.
Why? You have a following.
They don't need a
What?
calendar. Everyone has calendars on their phones. They don't need a tangible calendar.
No, it's about transferring money from one pocket to another.
Also, have I told you I'm terrible at grifting?
Well, hey, everybody needs to subscribe to you. What's if you go to the description, just scroll down, and that is Wi-Fi Chrome, Waifu Chron, Jess. Um,
I
how
am
many more ways can
Waifu
I do?
Chron. So I didn't explain the name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go on.
Okay, so back when I created the channel and it was supposed to be like this mom, we got sidetracked by detergent.
Crazy,
That's what happened.
yes.
So
Mm.
so nobody was ever supposed to see my channel. It was supposed to be this little personal project of mine, and it was going to be, I'm like, what do I call this? Right? I'm like, wife life. No, that's boring. Wife Chronicles. No, that's sad. I'm like, Waifu Chronicles. That's kind of cute, but too long. So I'm like, Waifu Chron. Like, so because waifu is in anime, they're supposed to be the big titty, like ideal woman or whatever. It wasn't like I was saying that I was that. It was just kind of a cute version of wife. Like, because I'm like, yeah, what am I? I'm a wife and a mom. All right. Wife is boring. Waifu's cute. Chronicles too long. So waifu Chron. I kind of little mashup.
See, I don't know anything about anime and all that. That's where I
It
fail miserably.
it wasn't always something I was into growing up because I don't know if it's just the way I'm wired, but I didn't like animation or movies for that matter that were dubbed where the voices didn't match the
Oh
mouth
my gosh,
movement.
yes, yes.
I got over that later. So I didn't really get into anime. And only there are several that I really like, but from a long time ago. I don't keep up with the current events in the anime community. Like I went to Anime Matsuri. I didn't recognize any, say for like a couple items in certain booths. I didn't recognize any of the modern animes that are out or the costumes that people were wearing. So it was a certain period of time for me, but I do like anime. Just I'm not up to date with it, you know. So
See, I think the first comic book I read was it's a classic. I guess it's a classic. It's always been a classic, I think. It was Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, and I don't
ooh,
know what got me into that, but it was the idea of um, Batman as a out of retirement Batman. And I think I kind of dug that because like my superheroes that I like are not super. They're
mm,
just extraordinary people. Batman, I didn't really know about Iron Man. I wasn't a much of a Marvel person because kind of like how Marvel's doing now, it's like the multiverse. And it's like
yeah.
it always like Marvel seemed like it always went to something with aliens or magic. And I'm like, I don't know. I think it's lazy writing, a lot of it. But Levy says just Google waifu and you'll get educated.
Oh no, it's not me. It's just what is a waifu?
So any
Batman is my favorite, by the way.
oh really?
Hmm.
What well so Dark Knight Returns, I assume you're familiar with it.
Hmm.
Uh I loved everything about it. I loved how dark it was.
Ooh, the
And I'm a
Killing Joke.
kid. Do I?
Killing. Volstrom says Batman: The Killing Joke. I saw
I
the
got the original.
animated one. Really?
Yeah, I got the
I saw the
original
movie version
comic.
of that.
What's funny is they re-released the comic, and I'm like, oh, that's sad. I was like, oh yeah, the Killing Joke. That one kind of disturbed me as a kid. So,
Yeah.
but it was yeah, the Killing Joke's good, but Dark Knight Returns, that was my thing. That was my jam. And I bet you I've read that thing a dozen times. Frank Miller has done a couple more of those since then. Like Dark Knight Returns 2 wasn't that good, and then 3 is like, I don't know, it's fodder. But yeah, it was just I love that comic, and the animation is different than anything what else is around that time frame. And I kind of thought maybe it was like a Japanese style animation, but it's not. It's Frank Miller. Um,
Mm.
but that it's also what has drawn me to like now, like you have a lot of anime and people are like, oh, it's so great. It's the stories are better and everything. But to me, comic books are a uniquely American art form. And that's why I like I'm like the comic skate stuff and all that stuff. Like the people that are doing their independent work. I love that because they have the old fashioned style of drawing and everything. The stories are that old fashioned. Uh, yeah, I just never could get into anime. So
Yeah, it's very especially some of the old ones, the near and dear to my heart, were very simple in their art style, very basic and big mouths, and nothing matches up. And I can see where, I mean, in contrast to what we had with Batman the Animated Series in like 1994, I mean, drastically, wildly different. Like the drama of just the art of it versus like Tenchi Muyo, which is one of the animes that I like. Very simple in the art, like just the aesthetic of it to me. And I could be really pissing off some people out there, but to me, it comes across as very simple in just the way it's presented. It comes off kind of flat. It's one dimensional versus like Batman. It was all these different tones, and I didn't know it was all done on black paper. Yeah, it
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense
really
now.
cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah, I love Batman. What drew you to Batman?
I never liked Superman because it
Oh,
was just this whole, oh, he can just do everything. Okay, well, I was kind of like an emo kid before emo was a thing. I was just like drawn to the more dark stories, the ones that made me sad inside. I don't know. I was a weird kid, I guess. Um,
you
but
still like to be sad inside?
no, it's not that I liked to be sad. I liked the things like dark poetry, sad stories, sad movies, and like I don't know. I was weird. I'm still weird, but so with like a story like Batman versus Superman, it's like Superman, you've just like been skating through life. Like you can just, oh, I can do that. It's like that's nice. Batman, parents get, murdered in the street in the alley. So he has this like dark history and his character development and how he like adapts and grows into this person. And to be fair, I don't think he's well, obviously he's not an average person, right? He's super intelligent, he's super crafty, he's also a great melee fighter and like close quarter combat, but that takes training. And so like the hero's journey thing, I know it's so cliche to say,
No,
but
it's not,
that
because it's so simplistic, and
it's so
it's
simple.
what we need. We absolutely need the
Right.
hero's journey. I don't enjoy it if you don't have that, but sorry.
But that is exactly what drew me to the Batman character versus just, oh, Superman's just amazing at everything. It's like, no, but what about this guy? He had to overcome some, a lot of stuff, dark stuff, and he adapts, he rolls, he creates things. He's an inventor. Like, I'm sorry. Ooh, who was your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Raphael,
Mm, that
you're
was,
Donatello.
yeah. He's so smart.
Yeah, yeah, he's kind of the
Okay, so
nerd.
I
I mean,
was
well, if you
drawn to
have
the
just a
nerdiness.
stick, if you just have a stick, you have to be smart too.
You got to know how to use it.
Of course, Raphael just has those stupid whatever size or whatever. Like the only one that has a real weapon is Leonardo.
Leonardo.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of Leonardo.
No,
But yeah, Donatello was my favorite.
I think everybody liked Donatello. I mean, he made the turtle van, right?
Favorite X-Men character next after this.
Um, oh, what's that dude's name? Gambit.
Ooh, he was hot. He was super hunky in the 90s cartoon. To be
Well,
fair, I was 9. I was 9. This is
I
not
wasn't
just a
looking
30.
in for that.
He
I
was
just liked
cute.
him.
He, he
He's cocky.
he had the Riz, as the kids say these days.
Yeah, I do Riz on most of my streams. I put that as a search term. I
But
love Riz.
Wolverine was actually my favorite. Gambit, cutest. Wolverine, my
Well,
favorite.
Gambit was cool. He was a gambler from New Orleans.
And he had the ability to like turn things into incendiary devices, right?
Yeah, explosives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Gambit.
Incendiary devices, listen to me.
Do you think that you're drawn to a superhero because you see yourself in that person?
No, I don't need to see myself in a character to appreciate a character.
Ooh, and that becomes a political question, a
It
modern day
does.
political question with the as a
The
redhead, you're
ginger
being
erasure.
yeah, I have a problem with
Yes.
that. I really do.
Same.
Obviously, if I didn't, I'd be in a lot of trouble around here. Yeah, it's so blatant. I've never seen anything like that. It's like, oh, there's a redhead. We can replace them. They don't count. We can replace them with, something else. Whatever
Right.
the flavor of the moment is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really been something to see. I'm gonna share something here. Mm, is this what I want to share? I'm not gonna. Okay, it's not showing my name or because it pulled up Facebook. Like, oh no.
I do look at stuff before I just randomly put it up. I want to make
Yeah,
sure that it doesn't.
it's a comparison between all of the original Ginger characters in certain comics and stories, and then the modern version of them.
Oh,
It's pretty wild.
holy cow. I didn't realize it was that bad. But wait a second. Who's down here in the bottom left? Isn't that supposed to be Poison Ivy and Batgirl?
Uh, I think this was Batgirl and Batgirl.
Wouldn't Green be
I'm
Poison Ivy?
sure this one is. Let's see. Barbara Gordon. No, that's the bat
Mm,
symbol on her
okay.
chest.
Yeah, Batgirl got replaced. Holy cow. Boy, that's blatant. Yeah, that's really bad.
I mean, there's some duplicates here, but they did it in the Lego universe
Yeah,
too.
but they did it in Lego?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't that
that's
wild?
so I don't know. I don't believe that I think everybody gets upset about things when they shouldn't. And I think like this is like I don't know, this is like they're trying to create something here.
Mm,
It bothers me because I feel like there's something else I should know about here, but I can't figure it out. Does that make sense?
yeah.
The Little Mermaid, that's the one that's really crazy because that's uh, a Northern
Isn't it?
European story, right?
Isn't
Isn't that
it
a Viking story?
Danish?
Yeah, I think so.
Dutch? But yeah,
If only the
Vikings
Broken Baker was
heritage.
here.
If only.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it is. It's oh wait, hold on here. Volstorm, Jean Grey, definitely a fan. X-Men, right? So yeah, so you don't have to see yourself in a character.
No, not all. And
Yeah.
okay, well, here's the thing, and maybe this is just my suppressed misogyny coming out due to the
I don't even know what that
overarching.
word means. I hear it all the time. I'm like, I really don't. Like, I didn't know what I
So
still don't know if I'm sure what a pronoun is.
my favorite characters, especially in the superhero realm, are not even women. They're male characters. So obviously I don't see myself in my favorite characters being that they're men. So it's not like, oh, I see a female superhero. She doesn't look like me. Like, no, my Batman, he's a badass. Like
Yeah.
he's just cool. He's smart. He's he's an inventor. He has all these cool gadgets and vehicles. Like I do not need to see myself in a character. Maybe it's because I have an imagination to relate to a character, certain qualities of a character. And when I see, especially the videos of like moms filming their, in this instance with the Little Mermaid trailer, right? We saw a lot of black moms filming their daughters, their reactions to the trailer, and then the little girl's like, she looks like me. Or you have older women that go, I never saw myself in the original character. You don't need to see yourself. It's a character, it's a story. This is not about you. And I think the everything about you thing is a generational shift over the last 20 years or so. Um, I mean, participation trophies, all of it, everything, all of it combined, baked into the same cake. It needs to be about them. And I'm not talking about any particular ethnic group. I think it's just a generational thing. But there has been a huge emphasis on what are perceived to be marginalized communities, when in actuality, what were once marginalized are celebrated. So I don't understand where we can honestly say you have holidays surrounding marginalized groups of people. How are they marginalized and put down in second class citizens? You have holidays celebrating you. I just don't understand this cultural shift. I mean, I can see it happening, but I don't understand how we can not just outright call it clown world when it's clown world. You know? That's it's kind of like where I'm at with it. It's like I can see how it got here, but is the emperor not wearing clothes? Because I'm pretty sure the emperor is not wearing clothes, even though everybody's saying he is. You know, it's like it's the mental gymnastics to make sense of everything right now and still feel sane. It's it's just asinine. Anyway, sorry, I went on a little rant there.
1 hour, 30 minutes, 34 seconds for me to get you to where I see you shine. That is what I wanted everybody here to see. That is the Jess I love. That was awesome. I have tried so hard. I have gone all around everything I could think of. And I'm like, you just got to get out and be yourself. And that was it. I mean, I've got a little cry ball right here. That is awesome. That is
You're trying to
awesome.
push buttons, aren't you?
Yeah.
You got one.
Yeah.
You got
Yes,
one.
I finally. Oh my gosh, because this is the part of you that I fell in love with. And it's something that's rare because when you can just go off like how you just did, and it, this is why I don't like when you talk about politics because you backpedal a little bit. It's like you're making an excuse for yourself, but your politics are grounded. You have a foundation. You have a foundation in your personality. You have every structure. Like you said, you built that home. That you have a strong foundation. You have a concrete slab, and every foundation, every belief that is built on a strong foundation, you can talk about it and be right, and not have to go look at books and talk about how this person wrote this or that person, this. Those examples, like you were talking about earlier, you can just go and you have a natural flow about it. And that right there is what I wanted to see tonight. And that's what I wanted to share with everybody because you are awesome. You are so much more awesome than I think you even realize. And I'm so happy to see that. Thank you. I'm done,
I'm
man.
passionate.
That's it.
I am
I
passionate.
love it. I love the passion. Look at check this channel out, man. Like it's 75. I've dropped a little bit. Was 80% female. Every single one of the girls over here are very passionate. They are very strong-willed. They have
Oh, I'm stubborn as hell.
you know what it is? They remind me of my mom, and I love that. It's my mom has always been very strong-willed, very hard-headed. But she knew what she wanted, and she goes and get it. My wife's the same way. I love seeing women uh, be themselves and thrive. Not all women are this way. There are a lot of women that pretend to be this way, and they come off as it's just phony. What you just did, that was so perfect. That was so wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't mean to.
So
It just kind of happened.
no.
but
So
yeah, yeah, go on.
no,
I got
go. I'm
no, I got
done.
nothing. I'm done.
I've got a skeleton with a sombrero. Go for it.
No, what you were just saying reminding me of the whole like I'm a boss bitch. I don't need no man. This whole like feigned like I'm a tough broad or whatever, and like what you were describing in your wife and your mom, and you know, it, in ways I'm very much I get stuff done. I don't rely on. I mean, for as much as I can do, I like to be independent. I like to take care of everything, and that was before I became a mom. I was always that way. Got to take care of everything, plan it out, and it's not like I patted myself on the back for doing it. You just get stuff done and you do the things. You don't have to go tell everybody how much of a boss you are. It's like this whole like new school version of what tough women are supposed to act like. It's like, honey, no. You just do the things.
Yeah. So you never look at yourself and think, well, I'm a woman, so and then that defines like how you make your next step. You just do it.
Yeah. And to be fair, I've always been more of a tomboy. My sister, she's 12 years older than I am, so we didn't really have a close relationship. I was more so around my brother who was 5 years older than me and his friend, and I got picked on to no end by him and his friends. I got along better with boys at school just because that's just kind of like my personality type. You know, like to have fun. You beat each other up. You're best friends at the end of the day. I mean, boys are so simple. They've always been so simple. And they're funny and they're fun and they do stupid stuff. So, like, but also in the workplace as an adult working with men versus women, the men get shit done. Like, I relate more so with the dynamic of just men in general and as a kid, boys, because I'm just wired that way, I guess. So, in what's considered to be a woman or I'm a woman, it's like, no, I'm a person and I need to get stuff done. I just happen to have a hoo ha. Like, whatever. And if
I didn't
people
know
are
that
nicer to
is.
me, and if people are nicer to me at the gas station or whatever, that's fine. That's sweet. You open a door for me. I will wait for you to open the door for me. Like, it's not lost on me, like having womanly wiles or whatever. Like, I appreciate it. Men running to open the door for me at the post office when I have a box. Women don't open the door for me. Like, I understand there's a dynamic, but it's not a consideration in my daily operations as a human being, you know. So that's where I land
And
on the
that's
whole.
well, I mean, that's what's so great. So, like you say, your daily dynamic as a human being. You're just a human being. You're not trying to be something. You're not defined by I don't know, something that society has decided that you need to be divided by.
I,
But
I
yeah,
don't work
it's
for
just
society. I have a spouse.
right.
I have a child. I operate my home. I work part time. I do my jobs in the roles that we've not necessarily explicitly talked about. Like, you will do this and I will do this because you're the woman and I'm the man. It's just naturally fell into that, and it works. I mean, it's you know, a woman doesn't need to be a witch to be strong.
Hey,
So
Tactical
yeah,
Bacon, how you doing?
but yeah, as far as like I'm a woman and I do the things and he's a man and he does the things, it's like I don't look at it like that. We've unspoken or spoken at whatever point in time, like I'm gonna be full-time mom as much as possible. Now that she goes to school, I'm able to do more of my part-time job and do more of my hobby, which is YouTube and like editing videos and having more fun and my household chores. And when I say chores, I can see where some people might take that as a woman with her chores to do, like 50s throwback or whatever. But no, I have household chores, I have work, I've got mom stuff, I've got a lot going on. But as far as like being so conscious about being a female, I never think about what it means to be a female for me. I just am. And I just do the things that I need to do. So
I
I,
couldn't imagine sitting there thinking all day, why am I this person? Or like, what am I going to do today? Because I don't know. I'm a woman now, you know, or,
well,
or
that's a whole nother discussion. If you suddenly woke up a woman, you'd be trying some stuff out. That's all I'm saying. Husband has said it too.
but it's I don't know. It's a weird dynamic. And here's the thing: is that I think that a lot of people get lost that when we talk like this, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people get lost on the national stage, like what's happening, politically nationally. But we see
Mm-hmm.
this so much, at least I do, so much on YouTube, and on like our little like algorithm things. You start seeing people, especially Twitter. That's where people start blocking me.
Mm.
But it's like I don't know, like feminism's become a thing. And I'm like, I don't even think that's real. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like I really dig feminine women. If that's what you're talking about, man, I'm about
Me
it all
too.
day long. But I don't there's nothing better. There's nothing more powerful than a feminine woman. It is
I,
just it is
I
something
love
that's
being
amazing.
feminine, but as far as
And
like
we all thank you
getting,
for that.
oh, thank you. But as far I love seeing sexy characters, and I hate like it's like we're talking about cartoons and like comics and stuff. they've made them dumpy, they've made them unattractive, and it's like, why though? Or Victoria's Secret, which they are finding out, right? They after on found out they tried to be more diverse and inclusive and show all different body types. You know what they're bringing back? Sexy, because it's what their brand should have been always. You know,
Yeah.
their sales tanked, and they're seeing it on the bottom line, and they're having to redirect back to what they used to do. Because I don't want to see myself in an ad for Victoria's Secret. I want to see what I want to look like in Victoria's Secret. Like what
You
I think is hot. Like I want to see Alessandra Ambrosio rocking it. Like, girl, get it.
last time I
And
saw Victoria's Secrets, I was like, nah, I don't know what's going on here.
it's weird. I bought some new bras recently, and I was on the website, and this is gross. They didn't even Photoshop this to like smooth out like some stretch marks. It's like, why not though? Like, I don't need to see myself represented on the screen to buy said product. Like, make the product look good. That's all I want.
Well, okay,
Marketing
so
101.
right? I mean, sex sells. One of the things that like it just saying, guys, you have to see yourself in a character to appreciate them, and it's like I don't know, I kind of do. Like I want to think of myself as you want to be the cowboy, you want to be everybody has everybody can relate to the hero's journey. And
Right.
because we've all seen that. It's like, I don't know how I'm going to get past this next tragedy in my life that I'm facing.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be a tragedy for somebody else, but for you, it could be life altering. And then somehow you get past it. And then when it's over, you're proud of it. And it's just, I don't know. You see something that you want to be. That's
Well,
how like Victoria's Secrets or something like that. It's
mm,
like I mean, when I was when never mind. It's like you don't want to look at imagine those Victoria's Secret models today trying to
mm-hmm.
sell a workout video. It's like I don't want that workout video. That's not what I
I
want.
don't
That's
think
not
it
healthy.
works.
Yeah, that's not the
Well,
one.
before we get too far away, what you were just saying about like wanting to see something in a character to relate to, what I was solely referring to before was aesthetics, right? I don't need to
Yeah,
visibly see a character that resembles me in my exterior. What is attractive to, for me to characters is the humanity in a hero, the journey, because it's almost like it is art, but it's like a piece of poetry, something that can be somewhat ambiguous, but you find something that you relate to. It may not be overt, maybe, but you pick something, or the character is multifaceted. They're not so one dimensional in the character development, right? Because a lot of characters are, oh, they're just awesome. It's like, no, we need the struggle so that we can relate to them on a human level and connect to them that way, you know? So
yeah.
in that, I agree with you. I need to find little kernels of relatability in a character to really appreciate them. Otherwise, it's like, who cares? But just when it comes to what they've been doing with changing over the gingers into anything else but ginger, um, you're focusing on the wrong elements of relatability. It cheapens it for me.
I'm big on the make new content. I mean, I say that all the time with YouTube world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, look, instead of doing drama, just make more content. Yeah, like you need to be making more content all the time. If you have time to bitch and moan and worry about things, then you have time to make another video. Uh, like they're saying, oh, well, we've got to have more black superheroes. It's always black. That's something else that gets you. It's like it's the most racist feeling thing I've ever seen in my life, and it
They're not
makes me
making
feel
new
just.
Hispanic characters. They're not making new Asian characters.
But they're not making new black characters. They're just whitewashing out. They're
Recycling
blackwashing
the
or whatever.
characters.
Yeah, and I'm like, make a new character. Like, have a
Make a new
new
story.
creativity because there's a lot of creative people out there that don't ever get to say anything.
Right.
Sorry,
No,
that's
it's
my
it's
little
it's
rant.
really frustrating. Just make good stories. Make new stories. Make somebody awesome. You don't have to replace. I mean, change canon so that it fits the new modern narrative. Like, just make new characters, new stories, because I don't know, the other ones, I mean, at some point it's like you've recycled this to death. Come on. Like,
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's I don't know. It's just everything like right now is seems like it's a waste of time.
it's disappointing.
Yeah, it is disappointing. Like
Speak,
I don't know why I'm going to go see something. What? Sorry.
Speaking of disappointing, have you heard? Okay, so 90s era weekday afternoons, you had Batman, Chippendales, Darkwing Duck. You had the whole lineup, right? Animaniacs, Gargoyles. Also similar art style to Batman. Did you
That's going
hear?
to be a live action thing,
Live
right?
action, baby. Yep. All this time,
But
I've been thinking, I'm like, just leave Gargoyles alone. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. No.
gargoyles is. I mean, that's almost one word. Like that's like a um. Sorry, I got taken away right there. Yes, Batman or Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
And Miles Morales will always be Miles Morales.
Man was blind. Oh my gosh. I love watching old fun stuff. So Gargoyles. Gargoyles is like a cult classic. Like I don't know how many people even
Well,
know about it.
it had the next gen actors as the voice actors for at least a couple of them. Did you know?
And no.
Riker was one of the voices, and I think
Star Trek Next Generation?
yeah,
People
if you look at
really?
the Gargoyles animated, they had Next Generation actors as the voice actors. Mm-mm-mm. Tim Curry was one of the voice actors. Yeah, LeVar Burton, Michael Dorn, who is Worf, as you know.
No. I don't because I don't
You
believe
don't know
in
Worf?
No, I don't want to Klingon on the I don't trust them.
Yeah, Troy, Marina Sirtis. Yeah, I was getting
Who's that?
her. Marina Sirtis was Dr. Troy on Next Gen. So I have a neon light behind my computer on the wall. It's not on right now, but
Oh wow.
it's Klingon. You're gonna cancel me. It's Kapla. It's Klingon. If y'all were wondering if I'm a nerd or not,
What does
bingo.
Kapla mean?
Victory. Counselor Troy. Sorry, I'm getting corrected. Not Dr. Troy. Counselor Troy.
Oh, the chick with the curly hair.
Yes, the big hair. She was a Betazoid. So, Kapla means success, not victory. Potato, I guess. But it's Klingon for success. The longer
Yeah.
password.
Yeah, we got that one. I like the Star Trek movies with Chris Pine.
I like the first couple that I saw. I don't know if I saw all of them though. I don't think I did.
Yeah, it's on the bow of the Enterprise. I can't handle that. I saw Chris Mullen said there's a Klingon on the bow. I'm like, yeah, it's not. I like Star Trek 6. Let them die.
Did you cry when Spock died? You have been and will always be my friend. No? Do you remember
In
that Which
Wrath
one
of
was that?
Khan.
Yeah?
Yes, you always have
Yes.
been and you always will be my friend. Yeah.
Right in
No.
the feels.
Why would I cry? Because that's also
Different, you're a
the search
man.
for Spock. I didn't see it in the movie theater. I saw it as part of a box set.
Either.
I watched them all. Okay, so like Amazon had them recently, like all them up. And I don't think I'd ever saw 5. Was that the Undiscovered Country, whatever?
6 is the undiscovered country.
No, what's the
Is 5 the
Search for
whales
God?
one?
No, I thought that was 4. 5's the one where they're looking for God.
5 is the final frontier.
That's the one for
I think
God.
that's yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't think I've ever seen that. And I was like, I don't know why I never saw this before. Um. Oh, hey, check it out. The Q&A actually is working. MLS has a question and answer for you.
Yeah.
What are you afraid of the most?
Wait, I'm sorry. I have Bluetooth
What
headphones.
What are you afraid of the most?
In which category?
It just says, what are you afraid of the
What am
most?
I afraid of the most? Hmm. I don't know. It's all relative, right? Because it's like, am I more afraid of snakes or spiders, or am I afraid of being alone or death? I'm not afraid of death. I will say
I
that
hate
much.
death. Death
Well, I mean, for
terrifies me.
myself. For myself. I'm not afraid of it. You know what's funny about that, now that I say it out loud? So made his sacrifice cheap. I can see that. So I discovered something about myself. So I was working for a light sport aircraft company in Northern California, and one of our pilots, he was an acrobatic pilot. And one day he's like, "Hey, you want to go fly? And we'll go in my plane and flip around and do some cool stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, be right back, guys." So we went over to the airport that was close by, and I wasn't even dressed. I was I think I was actually in a dress and heels that day. So we get in. We were doing like barrel rolls.
I was
We
doing
pulled.
this athletic, I was doing this acrobatic stuff. I wasn't even dressed. That's all
I
I
wasn't
heard.
even. I mean, I wasn't dressed for the occasion, right? It was just middle of the day, random thing. And Chuck was his name, he goofy guy. Um, he's like, "Let's go." I'm like, all right. My boss isn't here today. Okay, fend for yourself, losers. So we pulled 7 Gs, and I felt wonky for hours after that. But what I discovered about myself, my fear response. So we were spiraling in this airplane face down at the earth. It felt like forever. My response was to laugh hysterically. I didn't scream, I didn't cry. I laughed the hardest I've ever laughed in my life. And it was like, "Oh, that's interesting." Okay. I actually thought, I'm like, something could go wrong. This could be it. And I just
So you
busted
laughed in the
out.
face of death.
It was just ironic. I don't know. Like my first time doing all these stunts, and like, yep, that would be it. Okay, let's go. Like, what? I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't go. No.
Have you ever thought
I
about wearing spandex and trying to try out to be a superhero type thing? Because when you laugh in the face of
I
death, that's kind of superhero type stuff. You know, that's what you read about in comic books.
like, what else am I gonna do? I mean, I don't know. But it wasn't like a thoughtful thing. It just was my reaction. But afterwards, I'm like, well, that's just an interesting little takeaway there. But I felt like scrambled eggs for a good like 12 hours after that. But
I just can't get over the laughing in the face of death. That's
I thought I was gonna die.
we need to get you a cape. That's what it is.
Capes
Oh
are
no, Wonder
dangerous.
Woman didn't have a cape. Yeah,
They are
The
dangerous.
Incredibles.
That's right.
Yeah,
Get sucked
that's
into a
what
jet engine that way.
that's what my wife always says. No cape.
Okay.
So, but I like the idea of a cape.
They look cool
Maybe I just give a cape and no outfit.
for special occasions, maybe. You know, or a little half cape, a little
Special
asymmetrical cape.
occasions.
Yeah, this is my
Yeah, I'm gonna
my
just.
formal.
You know the problem with the cape? I'd sit down and it would choke me.
I mean, I've done that with just
I think
regular outfits.
I think my favorite comic book character now is the Punisher because he wore a t-shirt and
Ooh.
blue jeans. Yeah, I can handle that. They got rid of him. You
Yeah,
saw that,
because he
right?
was too cool.
Yeah. What's the newest anime you've watched?
It's been a while. I think, oh, this one was, I mean, to be fair, there are a lot of animes that are a bit raunchy. I think High School DxD was one of, oh no, Queen's Blade, or was it Witchblade? One of the blades. There were a lot of sexual innuendos there. I think it was Witchblade was probably the most recent, and before that was High School DxD. Husband's laughing. But as far as the classics go, I mean, I will get called a normie anime watcher for this, but like Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Tenchi Muyo, Outlaw Star, what else was there? We own all of the Dragon Balls, almost. We have all of
That
them.
sounds bad.
But 1000 Men LOL Jess is confirmed DGen because I watched High School DxD with you. Sir, pipe down in the chat.
Uh-oh. Do you
Unless
need a
you want this to
banning?
become a tell-all.
Do you need a ban?
No.
I'll do it insta ban. I did
I
that.
still have to live with him.
Oh. Yeah, that does make it rough. Yeah, I made the mistake of letting the White Rabbit have control of my StreamYards thing, and she yeeted a live stream.
Oh
That was
no.
nice. Yeah, it was
Oopsie.
awesome.
I think I was watching that one, actually.
Yeah. She
Or
yeeted
it
right
was
off.
the stream of her talking about it. She confessed on live. That's what it was.
Yeah, like a month and a half later. I'm like, what? Why are you telling me this now? She's like, oh well, you know. I was like, not very nice. Not very nice.
Oops.
Yeah, right. Oops. Um, watch Queen's Blade. That's what I need to check out.
No.
Don't.
No. Just no. Don't. If you're not already into anime, do not start now. It's fine.
I watched Voltron. Does that count?
Yeah, actually.
Okay. Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know if MLS is around or not, but he would appreciate your Millennium Falcon back there, which I am a huge Han Solo's my guy. Oh, that's awesome.
Original.
Oh, that's really awesome.
I used to have
Oh,
nightmares
that's so
about this
cool.
dude.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So
Then
husband is a huge Star Wars nerd.
and you're a Star Trek.
Yeah.
So is that what the divorce is going to be about?
Yes.
Well,
Hold on. Oh no. I got this for him in Seattle.
oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
Sketch art.
That is very, very cool.
Uh-oh. And then there's a whole bunch of Gundams. Did you watch Gundam?
The only Gundam I know is It's a Gundam on YouTube.
Do you know who this is?
No idea.
Oh no. It's not anime, it's just an early 2000s. Early internet. Do you know who Strong Bad is? Strong Bad emails?
No.
So this is Homestar Runner.
Okay.
I think homestarrunner.com still exists. Traveling Fools knows Homestar. Yeah.
Traveling Fools is awesome. And so is Rossman Ranch. So Rossman Ranch, they met them on Lincoln Canes as well. They do a ass rescue.
Donkeys?
Donkeys.
Oh, okay. Not like
Donkeys.
Brazilian butt lifts gone wrong. No, not that kind.
No, I don't think so. I didn't know that was a deal. Did you know that?
What, BBLs?
Brazilian butt lift? Is that what that is?
Yeah, BBLs.
Oh boy, man! I tell you what, BBL. I had to think about that one. Oh,
There's actually a donkey rescue not too far away from where I live, so they might
really?
know the same people in my area. Maybe.
Do you Oh, look, trying to fool strong bad is my hero. Homestar. Oh,
Homestar.
Homestar.
No. So this is Homestar Runner.
Okay.
This is Homestar. He's the
Am I
wannabe. And this is the Poopsmith.
Poopsmith?
Poopsmith. I have not Homestar, Strong Bad somewhere, but anyway.
No, I saw something about a couple of girls in a cup, but I didn't see Poopsmith.
I still say it's soft serve ice cream. Anyway.
Yeah, it is. Oh, great. Hang on a
Hey,
second
can you
here.
entertain the chat for a minute?
Yeah.
Inferior
Sure.
bladder.
I love it. Can you entertain the chat? No, they hate me. I
was joking. You always entertain the chat.
I was not expecting that. Oh my gosh, that voice was like ASMR coming across. Holy cow.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, what is going on? That was crazy. She was doing that. Do you guys see what I was talking about? Yeah, honestly, I hate to say it. It was that hour and a half mark when she did that rant. I was like, that is the Jess I wanted y'all to see. And I really love that about her. And hope that we can keep that up because I think that's where she's a star. Yeah, I don't read the chat. We all know that. I also figured out via the twatter that WaifuChron and I have dads the same age, are both CH3. You read a lot more than I do. I gave you a tingle? Oh no, she did. Oh, Yamaha. I thought our relationship was going to take a real turn there. So listen, I just got a update here. This is from White Rabbit. 22 in the whole there's been multiple mass pewings in Maine. And the suspect is at large. $50 been injured, 22 at large. Police department identified the person of interest as Robert Card, who was considered armed and dangerous. The pewings occurred at Sheminji's Bar and Grill and Spare Time Recreation. That's the name of the place. Boy, look how bright that screen is when it's on white. Areas 2 hospitals have called in every off-duty staff member they could to deal with this. It's a town of 39,000. Ouch. So, oh, there you go.
Hello.
I like that. And they're at 3 locations.
Active shooters? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that's right when you left, I got an update.
Oh, no.
30 is the new number. So Robert
Fatalities?
Card. Yeah. Do you know Robert Card of Maine?
No.
I don't think
The only
Maine's a real
person
place.
the only person I know that says they're in Maine is Howard.
But we don't ever know because he's from parts unknown. Kind of reminds you of Art Bell.
Who?
Art Bell? Do you know Coast to Coast AM? Oh, well. It was a funny joke in my head. So,
radio host.
Art Bell. Yeah, I used to do like paranormal, all that stuff.
Oh.
In like Nevada or something. I forget. Well, listen. This has been fun. I love this.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for putting up with me. I'm sorry that I kept you here for so long, but you did. That your rant was what I wanted everybody to see. I know it's weird to think I actually had like I almost feel like it's a nefarious purpose, but that was the you have a very intelligent and beautiful mind. And I think it really it hurt me and bothered me when you said that, like sometimes on YouTube you don't know and you don't know if you want to keep doing it and stuff like that. We would all be we would all suffer if we lost you. And I'm not saying that as like a fan, like missing somebody. You have a great your potential's not been met yet. And I want to see you grow. I want to see your potential go to its maximum, and that's been a big thing this year for me. Started off New Year's, I was like, this is the year I want everybody to grow, and you do. That's my New Year's resolution, and it's the first time I've ever kept a New Year's resolution. And we just got done doing like Shizzy got him to 500, got Kaiser Pineapple over the top. Um, who else do we get? MG Law.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Broken Baker. It's so neat seeing this stuff. And that's what I want to see you do. I want to see you get out there as much as you can. And I think you're doing the right thing. And it's frustrating though, because you are very criminally underrepresented. Um, but just don't give up because you really are great.
I really do appreciate it. I know people have been critical, um, if I've said that I've thought about like, I don't want to do this anymore. And, I would get in the mood or whatever. Um, and I try to do like the 30,000 foot up look at things. And I'm like, this is kind of silly. And I've never been, in my opinion, somebody who was supposed to be the front person. So sometimes I just feel a bit awkward about it. Um, I don't know. I want to do better, and I think that's fair. Everybody should want to do better, right? So if I'm gonna continue this, I want to get better at it. I like getting feedback, like constructive feedback. I mean, some people in the comment section just kind of troll, but constructive feedback has really helped me. Um, so yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I want to do something useful and not just have, like, I usually say it's a shit show, but it's my shit show because it's like, that's fine. But I would like to do more than just that.
It's funny you say that. It's uh yeah, I know it's hard to keep up with everything. Um,
It's
but
hard.
it's funny how you say that. It's you can't I've given up trying to be something specific,
Mm,
try to like keep it a certain topic or be like the guy who does this or the person who does that. Like I started off doing true crime stuff because it was during the pandemic and there was
mhm.
no news that you could talk about.
Right.
And it started off with Kylie Rodney. And I remember with her, it was seeing how much just made up stuff was out there. I couldn't stand it. I was like, well, I'm just going to focus on the facts. But then you get into true crime, and I can't do that. Like it's
Mm.
sad. You never have happiness. Um, you know. Oh, look, you just popped in here. T Rex, how you doing? But I saw you streaming earlier. Those of you that don't know T Rex, he is driving all over the country, and he has if you want ASMR streams of the open road, he is your man. Good to see you, bud. I love his little avatar too.
Hmm.
But it's
I
you
do
just
get
have to get it.
anxiety though on
What's
those
that?
driving streams. Just a little side note, I get a little bit of anxiety because it's like you never know what's gonna happen. Like, I don't know.
Well, like he
Maybe
did
that's just
one, and I
my.
was like, oh my gosh, is he gonna go past me? And because I was like, I'm on I-42. What would you do?
Oh,
Think about that. It's like I'm like he went past the next. I was like, oh man, I know right where you are. And it's I don't know. It's just funny. But yeah, we
yeah.
don't want accidents.
It's weird, like you said, when like somebody says something about like a specific place that you're familiar with, or it's your usual route or whatever. It's like, wait a minute. I know that like the back of my hand. That's weird. You're not supposed to know that place that I know so well. I don't know. It's just weird because like there's this disconnect when you're talking to people from all over the place, and then they converge into a familiar or similar spot that you're at. It's there's too high strung. He'll like talk about places that I'm really familiar with. I'm like, this is weird. It's like worlds colliding, but in like not in a creepy weird, but just kind of like an interesting way, you know? Because like you're saying, like, oh, what if you pass this mirror? What if you pass him or whatever? It's like
This is a
that
great
would be
subject.
crazy.
This is a great subject. And what's funny about it is that like right here, Danielle, she this
That'd be
reminds
so
me.
sweet.
Great stream, Jess. You inspire me as a woman, a mom, and more. Uh, and she's great. She is
She's
absolutely.
awesome.
Oh, I love her so much. And she, she was a long time lurker, and she didn't ever like comment or anything, but she would listen to the show. And I'm like, that sounds silly. And he would listen to the show, and we started talking, and she knew all this stuff that I talked about before. I was like, well, you really did listen. Like, I don't even listen. Yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. But Danielle is that example, like what you just said, like how like the world's colliding.
Hmm.
Like we live hundreds and hundreds of miles apart right now, but we both were at one time very close. And like we probably passed each other or saw each other. And it's so weird thinking about that. And she was just talking not long ago because her family is from Cherokee, North Carolina. And Volstorm had made a trip up through the Smokies and stuff and had gone through that area. It's like, oh my gosh, like I know that gas station that you're talking about. She's like, yeah, go up there and ask for, whoever. And she's like, that's my uncle. And it's so crazy. And it kind of scares you a little bit because it algorithms are real. That's what scares me. And I don't like that. I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy. So, which, by the way, are you into astronomy?
Astronomy or astrology?
Astrology. Astronomy is the stars, right? Astrology.
No, I don't. I don't really. I mean,
Okay. Because,
historically, I've just like looked at it because I'm like, oh, that's fun, but like I don't really
well, the whole, like,
do it.
it just hit me, like, because there's a lot of astrology, people that are into astrology and stuff, like, the full moon type thing. Like, I always would, like,
Yeah,
someone will tell me, like, oh, Mars is rising. I'm like, what is going on there? Like, I don't know what that means. But it's
Mercury's in
big over here.
retrograde.
Yeah. What is that?
I mean, I know what retrograde is, but I don't know like the
I don't even know what
what
that
the
is.
implication is.
I am YouTube's airhead. My truck will destroy most things except moose. I'm in Maine. Oh, lots of road signs say caution, watch your moose. You will lose.
You-
T-Rex, do you know what's happening in Maine right now? That's kind of yeah, that's weird, right?
Mhm.
Saw something weird. It looks like a man and a moose having a great night. I think it was Howard.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, T-Rex, please be safe, bud. Please be safe.
Yeah. Oh, and Rosman
Um,
Ranch. Did you
there's
catch
a
that one?
active pew pure T-Rex.
Oh,
What happened? Where? Right here?
Rosman Ranch's chat. You're a mother, a wife, and a provider. Life happens. Just know you bring many of us happiness and relief from daily life. I mean, that's that's the thing. Like, if I can make you laugh, just because I mean, I'm making myself laugh, but if it makes other people laugh, and even if like you watch way too many hours into a stream and I get really weird, you know what? Don't watch that long. Turn off early. But no, I'm having a great time, and if other people are having a great time, then all the better. That's kind of where it's been.
It's funny. I don't know. Yeah, I used to tell people that they come in and say, "Oh, they want to be a YouTuber," and I say, "Oh yeah, we need more content producers. Like that's a great idea." So that Now I'm kind of, yeah, it still is active, T-Rex. Now I'm like, I don't encourage. Isn't that sad? I've gone down that route.
Mm.
Um, but hang on a second. It's Lewiston, Maine. Uh, T-Rex. Lewiston, Maine. Anyway, but one of the things like you just so if you make people laugh and stuff, like people worry about like who's in their chat and like the numbers. Numbers are always a big thing with people. And like you don't know these numbers are real. Don't pay attention to them. And the
Hmm.
other, like I just found out the White Rabbit said, "Hey, did you know this video you did? It's got like I forget how many views." I'm like, "No, I had no idea." It wasn't that big of a video at the time. But you don't know what effect you're gonna have on people. And also you don't know when you see like if you see there's one person watching you, you don't know who that person is.
Yeah.
What if that one person is just a rando that's having a bad day and you connect to them? Or what if that one person is, I don't know, Joe Biden? Hey, go to bed, Joe. It's bedtime. That reminds me, I'm gonna get some ice cream. Um, sorry, they're talking about mooses. Or is
Oh
it
no.
Mises when it's plural?
I
Anyway,
don't know. The great debate.
yeah. Well, listen, I've kept you on here longer than I was planning to. Do you have a time limit when you stream? Do you time yourself?
No, typically I don't. I try to kind of have like a ballpark. Like, yeah, I'm gonna stream for about an hour. If it goes to an hour and a half, hour 45, it is what it is. I don't restrict it like hard stop, you know?
Um, um, it's funny. Do you know Monograph? Heard the name?
Yes. He
So
likes
he came
melons.
over. I don't know, but he came over. He's a fan of the show. And he said that he said, "What are you doing these long streams for?" He's like, "If you do over 2 hours, you should have a really good stream because that's like a movie."
Yeah.
And that hit me. And I was like, I always try to stick at like that 2 hour mark.
Hmm.
Isn't that weird?
I don't know. I guess I just haven't really thought about it because a lot of people that I listen to, mostly listen to. I try to get in the chat early on, and then sometimes I just drop out, and I'm like, I should have said something, but I get tied up with doing my household stuff or whatever, and I'm still listening. And it's just something that I've noticed when Flux has been that's been vocal about it. I'm like, okay, well, I've been on for this long. I'm gonna go. She's like, no, don't go. I'm listening to it while I work. Like, it's background for some people, right?
Yeah,
Other
it
people,
is.
it's more of a conscious. I'm gonna listen to a show, and it's gonna be a show, and I don't want it to be something that I don't know when it's gonna end. I get that angle too, but I do find that a lot of people that are like me or the Fluxes out there that I don't have anything else going on, and you know, keep me company, that kind of a
Yeah.
thing. So I can see both sides though.
I've done a show before, just because somebody was driving. They're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be driving tomorrow. I have nothing to listen to," and so I did a show for them. Is that not
Oh,
sad?
sweet. No, that's
Well, I just
sweet.
like I've got nothing going on then either, and so like it became a thing. Like everybody in the chat and stuff, we're like, "Oh yeah," I was like, "I'll do it tomorrow." Like I'm gonna. They're like, "Yeah, I've got like 2 hours, 2.5 hour drive tomorrow, and I don't want. There's nothing on the radio." And so yeah, I went live like at 1 o'clock whenever they were leaving, and talked all the way till they got to their destination. And it's just I don't know. I just thought about that the other day. I was like, that was crazy, because you don't think about stuff like that. But that's what I'm
But
always like, yeah, do it.
you know what's funny though? That I've only done a handful of impromptu streams that were
Hmm.
truly impromptu. It's like, yeah, well, I just left so and so's channel. Go on live. Like, and no plan or anything. But usually, I mean, I always had people that were in on it and everything, like that would join. But those were wildly more like they had way more viewers than most of the surrounding planned streams. it was kind of funny how it worked out. I don't know why that would be, but
You
yeah.
know what? My favorite streams are like I'll be just sitting here and it's like and I saw somebody do it. Yeah, someone who I listened. Do you ever listen? Was that Sticks and Hammer 666 or whatever? You know that guy?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Well, anyway, he does a show. He's like he's American, but he lives like in Delaware or Norway or Denmark, one of those foreign countries.
Mm-hmm.
And it's real early in the morning for him. Or no, I guess it's in the afternoon, but it's like 9 o'clock our times when he comes on. And he does an hour show every day, but he also does videos. But he does an hour show, and it's like the first 30 minutes he talks about news, about like stuff like he like interest in all that stuff. And then he goes to the chat. And it's like that's kind of cool because like I enjoy hanging out in the chat. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
always I don't know, they're a better uh they're better than I am at things. I just seeing if I
Yeah.
missed anybody here in the chat.
No,
So
the chat saves my ass all the time, especially since I've been doing my solo projects, my Mondays and my gaming Fridays and stuff. It's like the back and forth, the
yeah.
banter and everything. It makes it because I'm not one that can go for a long time just talking to myself. I did a locals only stream on Tuesday before I went last Tuesday. Um, before I went to a concert. I'm like, oh, I don't really do anything on locals. I have a few supporters, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do an exclusive, like just say hi before I go out. Nobody was watching, and it was like I think I went for like 12, 15 minutes. I'm like, all right, gotta go.
Because you need that chat. You need that chat
I
interaction.
I like the back and forth. I really enjoy the back and forth. Like some
You
people can
know,
just talk and talk and talk forever by themselves, and it's like, that ain't
I
me.
want us to get traveling fools into our algorithm sometime. We need to like jump on his stuff. He's got a great voice, and you got to see his whole setup and everything. But it's like yeah, I'm just because I'm hearing the chat right because you started talking about it, I started looking, and it's yeah I need the chat, and they make me feel better. I get there's times like with streams I don't want to do them, just like what we were talking about earlier, and the chat makes you feel good. You get that energy from them.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean, even like they could just say something that will change your train of thought, shift gears and all that stuff, and you can just go on and on and on. I mean, they really do provide a lot of material for me to work with anyway. And then other times, like this past Monday, not the other day Monday, but the one before, everyone they were being supportive. They were there to listen, but they were busy, and I get that. Totally get that. But they couldn't chat, and I'm like, okay, okay, I've got X amount of people watching, and I know you're all busy. Okay, hello. Let's look over here. We'll do a thing over here.
now
It was
listen, like
a
I'm
it was a growing moment. It was an opportunity for growth.
well, I'm horrible in chats. Like I go into your chat, I go there to destroy it.
Do
You
it.
know I'm gonna wreck it. I'm gonna derail the whole thing. So like, yeah, I always don't know what I'm doing. I sometimes I feel bad. Like I went to one, it was like a trial or something, and then I heard what they were talking about. I was like, I just realized I don't belong here.
I'm lost. You're like the John Travolta meme. You know?
Oh yeah,
You
that's
know the
me.
meme?
Yeah, that's totally me. Yeah, I'm totally lost. I'm like, I don't didn't think this was gonna be a serious topic. See you guys later.
Irish goodbye.
Yeah, I do that a lot, unfortunately. But it seems like for me, like when I go into a chat, I jump in there and I don't think about it, and so I don't know. I don't realize I don't have much time, and so I go in there and I'll just say a bunch of nonsense. And I've done that to you, so I guess what I'm saying is I'm sorry.
Never apologize. It's fine.
Anyway, guys, listen. I've kept Wi-Fi Chrome here for too long. Um, and I think that whole thing got started because I really did not know your name. I knew it was something.
I'm not surprised, and I don't expect anyone to. So
Yeah.
I just have a
So
little baby channel with a weird name. I'm
we
Jess,
well
aka
we gotta
Waifu
get
Chron.
we gotta get that pumped up. We gotta get your numbers pumped up. And of course, though, I love that here I am saying that. And I'm like, I don't know how to get my numbers pumped up. But anyway, I want everybody, guys, please go subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. And be sure and share her stuff on social media. All of her information. I've got her YouTube, her Twitter, and her locals all in the
Oh,
description.
thank
So I hope that's okay. I hope that's what you. Oh, I
yeah,
saw
thank you
you
so
just put something
much.
on locals. Locals is a good thing. I gotta get back into locals. Um, Now they're working with people to expand how much they can stream. But anyway, uh, anything else? Anything happening with you?
So tomorrow I have the Autonomous Zone. Friday is my weekly stream with multiple people on. I have it's more of a panel show. Because I didn't do my misconnections Monday this week, my kiddo was sick. I'm just pushing my misconnections content to Friday, and we're gonna do a panel review of mostly of what I was going to originally do on Monday, throw in some spicy posts from past streams and some posts that have not been seen before. So Friday should be fun, and that it will lead into directing everyone to your Halloween stream on
Oh
Friday
yeah, I got that coming up.
at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, right?
Whatever the White Rabbit tells me.
Yes. So she's at 11 p.m. Eastern for your show on Friday. So I promise to not go over 3 hours on Friday, and then just I don't know if I have the ability to raid, but I will at least verbally redirect everyone to that stream, and I will try my best to pop in during. I know you've got quite the lineup and guests and all that, so
Yeah, I don't know what all's happening with that. And I'm trying to get your thing. Okay, hang on a second here. I almost said something inappropriate. See, it's weird knowing your husband's there because almost I'm trying to
oh,
play your thing to get it up, and
phrasing.
yeah, see,
Oh no,
it's
he
and you
hears
know
way
what's
worse all
funny?
the time, and your wife's also listening. It's not weird. It's
My
just the
wife tells
stream.
me to okay, so like there's like this new thing about like I wore a cowboy hat on Crazy Hat Night, and I'm
Okay.
like, oh, Winning Reality just rated us. Well, hello, Winning Reality.
Hey.
Um, they I'm like, that's weird, right? Or no, I'm like, what's the deal with that? And you know what she said to me? I said, what's the deal? I was like, I've had this hat forever. Like, you've never said anything about it. She says, yeah, people are weird. I was
True.
like, thank you so much, babe. So
She's the coolest. And 1,000 men in
she
the chat. LOL, it's cool, the expert.
I'm trying to get her. She has enough. She's got like 900 subs, and all she's done pretty
Really,
much is shorts.
for her, it's
Yeah,
rad.
and I'm trying. She's got to do. I'm like, babe, why don't you do content and get it up? And I mean, you're crazy to leave money on the table. And she's like, I don't know, I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna tell her and be like, you need to. And does your husband? Does he ever stream with you?
No, he's usually tending to the child, so I can stream in the evenings.
I was gonna say it'd be cool to do a date night, like do a
We could
double
do that.
date,
Just be a,
because
just
we've been talking to MLS about doing something like that. Um. So anyway, I'm sorry.
it'd
I'm
probably just
running.
be it'd probably just have to be a little later because kiddo goes down around now, so maybe like a 9 p.m. Pacific one of these
Um.
days.
Yeah, that's what midnight my time.
11, I think.
I'm Eastern.
Oh, I thought you were central.
No.
Oh, yeah, midnight your time. One of these days. We'll do something earlier. She's actually been doing some overnights here and there with the grandparents, so we can work something out.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I don't know how all that works. So thankfully I don't think I have kids.
You don't think you do?
No, are you kidding me? I am
Oh,
a kid. I
no.
couldn't have kids.
Same.
Holy cow. I'm nobody would want to. I'm not good.
Get out of here.
Anyway. Guys, thank you so much. I did
you.
put a thing, so you are not going to be abandoned here. You will go to MG Law. We know he's up there next. So guys, have fun over there. Tell him that Wi-Fi sent you. And I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Where's my thing? I've lost my thing, Jess.
Thanks, everybody.
Can you believe that?
Phrasing. White Rabbit will help you find it.
What? My thing?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know where it went.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop, and then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got her. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop. Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 it's a fire. Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 Jesus.